A service of KIBMradio.com, the Internet's home for an all-old-time radio.
Unsolved Mysteries. Out of deference to persons who may still be living, character names in some of these true unsolved mysteries have been changed. Whether the charmer, sinner it, or saint it, if folly grow romantic, I must paint it. One would almost think that Pope had written these lines about tonight's unsolved mystery, the romantic story of the Bandit Priest. The scene is Monterrey, Mexico. The time, night. A moon-drenched night brushed softly by the slightest breeze, and the air heavy with the fragrance of many blossoms. The white moonlight picks out the patioed houses in sharp relief, leaving the narrow streets a maze of black lines. A lone rider, but with two horses, stops at the end of one of the streets and, keeping well within the sheltering shadows, makes his way to a patio wall.
Rosita. Rosita.
Who is it?
Need you ask, Rosita?
Ramon, oh, you are so foolish to come tonight.
I could not stay away, Rosita.
But if they should miss you at the mission, you know what it would mean. They would kill you.
They will miss me in the morning, Rosita. I am not going back.
What is this you say?
I have left the mission. I have come to take you away.
Oh, but it cannot be, Ramon. Oh, do not ask if I love you. You know that I do, but we should be caught. We could not get away.
I have arranged it all. I have the horses, I have food for a long time, and when the search for us have died down, we can go to some other place. Or say that you will go with me.
Oh, Ramon, we should have waited.
Oh, wait. That is all we do. For more than 1 year we have waited.
Somebody's coming.
Rosita, what are you doing?
Oh, it is Ramon.
Ramon? Have you then run away from the mission, Ramon, that you come serenading in the middle of the night?
Yes, I have run away, Maria. I've renounced the church. I cannot go back. I will not go back. I've come this last time to ask Rosita to go with me.
And you hesitate, Rosita?
Would you go?
Me, I would do anything to get away from this house. Our father, he is old. He does not understand. See, I would go.
Then if you will go with me, I will go.
Perhaps Ramon would not like that.
Let us all go. Soon we will find a husband for Maria. We will be one very happy family.
But Ramon's hopes of an easy escape were doomed to disappointment. In these early days, the priests were powerful, and the following evening found Rosita, Maria, and Ramon hiding in a cave high in the mountains, watching the searching party in the valley below.
If they pass on, all will be well.
And if they do not, then what, Ramon?
Then we shall be taken prisoners.
I will not. Before one of them shall touch me, I will throw myself from the cliff.
So will I. It is death to go back. You know it, Ramon. Better to die here
Quiet.
than...
One of them looks this way.
He cannot see us.
No, but he may see the opening of the cave.
If he should see and warn the others...
He must not warn the others. Both of you, get back in the cave.
What are you going to do?
I'm going to crawl out on the saddle of the ridge. If I think that he is about to warn the others, I shall silence him.
But Raymond...
Back, I say. It is his life or ours. Look, he is going to warn them.
No! No! That shot made Ramon and the two women outlaws. The necessity for food drove Ramon to play the role of bandit, and from the security of his mountain cave, he held up passing caravans. His fame spread far and near, and soon he was joined by other outlaws until a band of nearly 100 lived in the hidden valley. Keen-eyed sentries watched from the rugged crags by day, and at night the approach of a caravan was told in the ruddy flares of signal lights stabbing the velvet blackness of the sky. One night the quiet of the camp is broken by a signal flare at the valley's mouth. As if at a prearranged signal, the bandits mount their horses and ride down the slope.
What is it, Pedro?
A caravan, Ramon, and a big one. Over 100 mules and many horsemen. They come from the north.
To your places and quietly. You come with me, Pedro, and you on.
We'll be right back after this short break with more of this unsolved mystery. Welcome back. You're just in time to hear the solution to this unsolved mystery on When Radio Was.
Look, Ramon. The lights, you can see them now.
See, I see them. You one, gather all the food that you can find. Leave them enough food to reach a town.
I understand, Ramon.
You, Pedro, see that the women are not frightened.
They are very close.
In a moment now, I will give the signal. Buenas noches, senor. You are in command here?
Si, Senor Bandit. I am in command. And permit me to tell you, Senor, that this outrage, you will be hanged for.
What you are, senor, will be changed to what you were if you do not show more command of your tongue.
Ramon, quickly, Ramon. Wealth untold, gold. Oh.
Santa Maria. Church plate and bars of gold. A ransom for a king.
Millions of gold.
Yes, millions of gold.
But as gold often does, this gold changed the Bandit Priest. Its yellow glitter possessed him, body and soul, and day by day he ran his fingers lovingly over the burnished plate and the smooth roughness of the bars of bullion. From an easygoing bandit leader, he changed to a fiendish despot who trusted neither sentry nor listened to advice. When men crossed him, he shot them down. And at last, he set his few remaining helpers to pounding and powdering the marble rock to make a cement with which to close up the opening to his treasure cave.
Work faster. Faster, slaves.
Have mercy, Ramon. For days now we have done nothing but break stone.
And that is all you will do till you die.
But, Ramon, the opening to the cave is closed. No man can possibly get in. We have cemented the opening to a depth of over 70 feet.
Keep on, I say. The work is not finished till the mouth of the cave is smooth. Smooth, so that no man can tell there has been a cave there.
He is mad. I tell you, he's mad.
Please, Ramon, let them rest. They have been faithful.
You get tobacco, Rosita. There is only one master here. Back to your cooking pot.
But, Ramon...
Silence or I kill you!
Oh, we have done our...
Oh, Ramon, no. No, don't.
One by one, the maddened bandit shot down his comrades. The two sisters, Maria and Rosita, crouched, trembling in the other cave till the fit of madness passed. But with the coming of sanity came the hour of reckoning. $7 million was more than Mexico cared to lose to one bandit, and Ramon, the bandit priest, fell beneath the fire of the Mexican soldiers who stormed the bandit camp. Rosita and her sister, pretending that they had been held against their will, escaped. For over 100 years, treasure hunters have sought the $7 million hidden in the sealed cave. Has it been found, or is it still there? In just a moment, you will hear a solution as to what happened to the bandit priest's treasure. Ladies and gentlemen, inasmuch as any solution must of necessity be supposition, liberties of time, place, and character have been taken with the solution for which we've been waiting. The story of what happened to the Bandit Priest's treasure is vouched for by Don Juliano Hernandez of Santa Barbara. The scene is just outside Mexicali, a farmhouse, and in one of the rooms a group of men sit talking earnestly. One, a young man, Pancho Villa, unknown as yet, shrugs his shoulders and waits for the murmuring voices to subside.
All very fine plans, but without money, what can one do?
We will get the money when the time comes.
Ah, you talk like a child. To free Mexico from these vampires, these bloodsuckers takes gold. Much gold. They are strong. They pay the army. We need an army. But soldiers do not fight on empty stomachs, and food costs money.
Pancho, I know where there is much money.
So do I, Gomez, in the banks. But to get it out is a different story.
But I am serious. Meet me tonight, Pancho, and I will tell you a secret.
Much against his better judgment, Pancho Villa went with Gomez. The story was so fantastic, but just enough possible to appeal to the desperate revolutionist that he gathered together 20 mules, and 1 week later found the two men standing before the sealed-up treasure cave of the Bandit Priest.
You see, Pancho, the old lady who told the story to my great-grandfather was the sister, Maria. Ramon made his treasure vault out of the cave that Maria and her husband had lived in before her husband was killed in one of their raids.
So far, Gomez, I am forced to believe the story. For here, as your map showed, is the sealed-up cave. But now, the other entrance.
Maria said it was at the back of the saddle. 2 or 3 smaller stones hiding one big one.
Gomez, I believe you are right. Here is the opening. Oh, if only the treasure remains. I'm afraid to look.
Do not be afraid. No one knows of this other opening but me. Help me with the rock.
See. I can get through. I can get in. Now for a light. Santa Maria. It is true, Gomez. There is gold. Millions of gold. Enough to start a dozen revolutions. Mexico, you shall be free.
And so, 150 years later, the Bandit Priest's horde helped Pancho Villa to finance his revolution. But today and tomorrow, the lure of treasure trove will continue to draw the adventurers to Mexico to hunt for the 7 million hidden by the Bandit Priest. Unsolved Mysteries. Out of deference to persons who may still be living, character names in some of these true unsolved mysteries have been changed. Most mysteries, whether they be an unsolved crime or the disappearance of a person, are a 9 days' wonder and are promptly forgotten. Tonight's mystery is 127 years old, is important enough to be recorded by historians in history books, and deals with the disappearance of Mr. Bathurst, one of the King's messengers, the forerunners of our modern Secret Service. The scene is the little town of Brandenburg, at the Inn of the White Swan. Snow covers the ground, and the twinkling light of candles makes a welcome gleam in the frosted windows. In one of the upper rooms, finishing dinner, Colonel Wynert and a companion. The two rise from the table, look out the frost-covered window as they hear the tramp of horses' hoofs and the jingle of a horse-drawn coach.
Who can be coming to the inn at this time of night and in this weather?
A tall man in a heavy sable coat. He's getting out of the coach.
Two others with him.
He must be English. They wear hats like that in England.
Well, I suppose it is none of our business. There's so little to do here in Brandenburg that one finds interest in such little things. Yeah, come in. Ja, mein Host. I ask your pardon for disturbing you, mein Herr, but the gentleman who has just arrived desires to speak with you, sir. Huh? Desires to speak with me? How does he know I'm here? Oh, excuse me, he does not know you are here, but he wishes to speak with the officer commanding the local soldier. Then let him come up. Have dinner for him. Set it here. That is, if he has not dined. Oh, no, mein Herr, he has not dined. His groom told me that they have not stopped but for a change of horses since they left the inn. Have him come up at once. At once, mein Herr. You, Marie, sit in the shadows, and we shall hear what he has to say. This way, sir, in this room. This is Colonel Wynert, in command of the troops.
My credentials, sir.
Yes. Serve dinner at once, mein Herr. I shall have dinner served upon the instant. Bathurst, King's messenger from Greater Britain.
Yes, sir. I have just returned from an interview with the Emperor of Austria.
Yes?
Yes, England is desirous of finding Austria's feelings in regard to the stupendous strides made by this Napoleon.
Yes?
I have to report, sir, that Napoleon is sweeping everything before him. Within the year, unless some unforeseen force stops him, he will have completely swallowed up all Europe, from the frozen north to the Mediterranean. He will be Emperor of all Europe.
And England?
Yes, his plans include that as well as India, Egypt. And according to our information, America also falls into his scheme of things.
I see. Then I take it you have accurate but secret information of his plan.
Yes, and it is because of them that I have come to you. I must have a guard placed over my secretary, my carriage and horses. I must reach England with these papers. They will convince my government of the necessity of enlisting every man to fight this crazed Napoleon.
Yeah?
Gentleman's dinner, sir.
Bring it in. Sit down, Mr.
But Colonel...
Nonsense, man. You cannot go to England without eating. Set it here, wench.
Yes, sir. Say that end of the board, Merton.
Yes, Miss Lucy. The gentleman will have his wine warmed.
Yes, if you please.
It is the best wine the country affords, although, sir, it is hard to get.
Stop your chatter, Merton, and serve the gentleman's dinner.
Yes, Miss Lucy.
That will be all now. You may go.
Yes, sir. Come, Merton.
As the colonel had promised, a guard is placed over Bathurst's carriage. The secretary lies down to rest, and outside his door 2 soldiers pace back and forth. Bathurst takes a much-needed rest, lying on the couch in the colonel's room, while outside the storm rises in redoubled fury, sending the snowflakes fluttering into wraith-like drifts. The wind rattling the shutters of the windows wakes Bathurst.
I hope I haven't slept too long.
No, not a bit of it. You will kill yourself if you keep on at this pace.
Myself? What am I? It is the others we must think of. Napoleon isn't sleeping. At this very moment he may be, who knows, planning another advance, another attack, another country to add to his growing empire. But I waste time in talk. I must be off.
I have already rung for the servants. Come in.
I am ready to leave. Please see that my secretary and groom are round.
Your secretary, sir, is paying the landlord.
And your groom is at the stables getting the horses.
Good. Then take this portmanteau, please. Place it in the coach.
Yes, sir. You will take some wine on the journey, sir?
That has been looked to, Merton. Take the gentleman's portmanteau.
And to you, sir, thank you 1,000 times for your assistance.
I will accompany you to the...
Indeed, you must not. And you, madame, I am ashamed to have used your couch for resting, but need...
Oh, no. It was nothing, sir. I hope your mission is successful, and England throws her whole force with Austria in the struggle against Napoleon.
Then, goodbye.
Goodbye, Mr.
Goodbye,
Bond.
Monsieur.
There you are, sir. Everything will be ready in a moment. The groom is leading the horses from the stables.
It's quite a bad night. If I don't get started, I'll never get through. Oh, yes. Here are the horses.
Giddy up there. Giddy up.
The groom places his lantern on the snow-covered ground and backs the horses into the shafts of the coach. The yellowish gleam of the lantern falls on Bathurst, standing there wrapped in his heavy sable coat. In a few seconds, the horses are harnessed. The landlord places Bathurst's portmanteau in the coach, then turns to Bathurst.
Mr. Bathurst, sir. Why, he's not here. Mr. Bathurst! Mr. Bathurst! Mr. Bathurst!
But neither calling nor searching revealed any sign of Bathurst. One moment he had been seen standing there in the light of the lantern. The next moment he was gone. So enraged were the people of England over the affair that even the great Napoleon had to take time off from his campaigns and issue a formal denial of his having any part in the mysterious disappearance of the king's messenger, Mr. Bathurst. In just a moment, you will hear a solution to the Bathurst Disappearance mystery.
You're listening to Unsolved Mystery. We'll be right back after these messages. And now let's get back to Unsolved Mystery on When Radio Was.
Ladies and gentlemen, inasmuch as any solution must of necessity be supposition, liberties of time, place, and character have been taken in the solution for which you have been waiting. The scene is the White Swan Inn at Brandenburg. Mertens, the serving man, has finished serving dinner, and slipping down the back stairs, he knocks on one of the inn doors.
Come in. Yes. What is it, Mertens?
The man who just came to the inn is Bathurst, the king's messenger.
What? The man who has had the interview with the Emperor of Austria?
Yes, the same. He's having dinner in Colonel Weinert's room.
We must get hold of his papers.
We can't. He's already asked for a guard to be placed over everything.
Then, during the night, we've got to do it.
He's not going to stay all night. He's for England as fast as he can get there.
But we can't let an opportunity like this pass. You realize what it will mean if we can do this for Napoleon? It means fame, wealth. I know that Napoleon will reward us if we prevent those papers reaching England.
I have an idea.
Yes?
You stay on watch. When Bathurst is ready to leave,
Yes?
will detain him.
A few hours later, Bathurst stands beside the coach while the landlord places the portmanteau in the back seat. The groom has just backed the horses into place.
Mr. Bathurst, sir.
Yes?
Quiet, sir. I've got information for you.
Yes? What is it?
An English gentleman, sir. He says he cannot come out in the open where he would be recognized. He has information that he says must be taken to England.
Where is he?
Right this way, sir. At the side of the inn, sir.
Oh.
And in the dark shadow of the White Swan Inn, Bathurst, the king's messenger, was struck down. Who knows what difference there might have been in the Napoleonic Wars had the papers he carried reached England. This solution is based upon the following known facts. 50 years after Bathurst's disappearance, a skeleton was found in an old house. The skull showed that death had been caused by a blow on the back of the head. The house was the one Mertens had lived in while working at the inn. In addition, Mertens was known to have owned no property nor to have had any money. Yet to his two daughters, Mertens gave an amount equivalent to $1,500, A lot of money in those days. Several years later, Merton's wife, when dying, showed that she wished to confess something, but died before she could speak. And her death left the disappearance of Bathurst still an unsolved mystery.
Unsolved Mysteries. Out of deference to persons who may still be living, character names in some of these true unsolved mysteries have been changed. The moving finger writes, and having writ moves on, nor all thy piety nor wit can lure it back to cancel half a line, nor all thy tears wash out a word of it. In all the history of crime and criminals, the truth of that quotation was never better proved than in the amazing case of Bela Kiss, the mystery man of Europe. It is the year 1914. The scene is the office of the Chief of Police in Budapest. The Chief is seated behind his desk, while in the doorway stands a woman. Her face is white. Terror stares from her eyes, and her hands tremble as she tears her tiny handkerchief to pieces.
But, Chief, you must believe me. Your assistant does not. But I tell you, someone will be killed if you do not listen to what I have to say.
Now, sit down, my child. Calm yourself. Are you ready to listen to your story?
Last night I went to the theater. I sat next to a gentleman. He looked like a gentleman. We spoke about the program, you understand?
I understand. And having spoken to him of the program, he suggested you have supper?
Yes, we went for a drive in his motor car.
And he asked you how you'd like to visit his home?
Yes, sir, but how...
How do I know? It's always the same story. Of how much money did he rob you?
Money, sir, I had no money. He did not rob me. He tried to kill me. It was horrible. I nearly died of fright.
Now, complete the story.
I went to his home. A castle it was. He asked if I would like to have my fortune told. I said yes. He told me to gaze in the crystal globe. But first he gave me some pale yellow wine to drink.
Yeah, go on.
I felt my senses slipping away from me. I was staring hard in the crystal. A shadow, I know not what, made me glance in the mirror. I saw him. He stood behind me, his eyes glaring, green they were, eyes of fire, his face almost black. And in his hand he held a piece of green silk cord. It was looped and had a slip knot. He was going to slip it over my head.
Yes, and then?
Then I fainted. The next thing I knew, I was lying among the shrubbery in Erskine Park.
Very well. We will look into the matter.
You do not believe me, do you?
Oh, I would not say that. No,
Sorry. Someday you will regret. Goodbye.
3 weeks later, a wealthy society woman tells a similar story to the Budapest Chief of Police. 4 weeks later, another. In each instance, the description given by the women of the castle, of the fiend who drugged them, is the same. The World War breaks out, and the police department is disrupted. But the citizens of Vienna and Budapest are terrified at the alarming number of missing women. On farms, in gardens, behind hedges, in abandoned buildings, bodies in various stages of decomposition are found, and all are bodies of women. The chief is frantic. And with a woman assistant and 2 detectives scouring the countryside in search of a building that will answer the description of the castle, he meets a government official.
Well, Chief, what are you doing out here? Seeing the country?
Well, what are you doing here?
The government has ordered the seizure of all gasoline for the war, you see. I'm detailed to this district. I'm in a few minutes going to that castle upon the hill.
Oh, the castle? May we go with you?
Certainly, it will be a pleasure. Oh, this is Herr Hartmann. He is the gentleman who told us there's gasoline stored at the castle. But get into the car. We should be off.
Oh, yes, indeed. There are stories to hear around here.
Yeah, it's an unusual country.
You know, there is a tragic story behind that castle.
Yes?
Indeed, yeah. Bela Kiss, he owned the castle. It's a very beautiful wife. They were so happy. Everybody in the village was happy in their love. But alas, she disappeared. Poor Bela Kiss was desolate. She had run away with a younger man. It was terrible.
Well, what did he look like, this Bela Kiss?
He was a handsome man, tall, elegant, thin-faced, I would say, and black-haired, high cheekbones.
It's the same man.
It's the description given by these different women, all right.
You're looking for him.
We certainly are. But go on. What is the finish to the story?
An old woman went to do the cleaning at the castle. Bela Kiss told her she must not go into a certain room. Regular Bluebeard story. But the old woman, like all old women, was inquisitive. She looked.
And saw what?
5 big vats.
We have good reason to believe these vats contain gasoline. Oh, but here we are at the place. We'll soon know for certain.
Out of the car pour the officers. The empty castle rings to their footsteps as they make their way to the forbidden room. Strangely enough, the key is in the lock. The door creaks. There are the 5 vats against the wall. A strong odor of alcohol. They move forward and look into the vats. Horror stamps their faces as they see in each vat a naked woman, and around each neck the bluish mark made by the strangler's cord.
Name of all the saints. Where is the wreck?
This is ghastly. I come to find gasoline, and I find 5 corpses.
5? Yes, but with all the corpses found throughout the city.
The garden. Get the men to dig the garden.
I shall have it done. On the instant, I shall have it done.
Yes, and you have, you know of this monster, this Bela Kiss. Where is he?
He was killed in the war.
26 bodies of women were found buried in Bela Kiss's garden. Over 160 pawn tickets relating to the women's wearing apparel and jewelry. Furious that death in the war had cheated him the capture of the monster, the chief returned to Budapest and tried to forget the horror of the 5 vats. The war over, the chief is sitting in his office when through the door bursts the woman who had first warned him of Bela Kiss.
I have seen him. I saw him today, not half hour ago.
Why, who? What are you talking about?
The man who tried to kill me at the castle. I saw him, I tell you.
Oh, impossible. I have checked the war records. He was killed in Serbia in 1916. See, here are the records. I have kept them. Bela Kiss died of wounds August 9th, 1916.
I do not care. Do you think I could forget him? Never, never, I tell you. He is alive, this thing.
But it is impossible, I tell you. Bela Kiss is dead.
But soon the chief was to doubt his vehement assertions, for within a month he was to hear another story of a woman almost strangled under identical circumstances, although at a different place from the now empty castle. Besides this, the terror of missing women returned to haunt the citizens, and once again the decomposed bodies of long-dead women were found in desolate places. In just a moment you will hear a solution to the strange case of Bela Kiss, the mystery man of Europe. Ladies and gentlemen, inasmuch as any solution must of necessity be supposition, liberties of time, place, and character have been taken in the solution for which you have been waiting. The solution of why the murders continued in the same manner as before Bela Kiss's reported death in the war is taken from the statements of the Chief of Police of Budapest, who supplied the information, which, to the best of our belief, has never been published in American newspapers. The scene is the hospital in which Bela Kiss had been reported as having died of wounds. The Chief of Police, remembering how the first woman had warned him of the fiend's activities, determines to carry his investigation further than the official army records reporting death. The Chief questions a nurse.
You, of course, know of the murders in and around Vienna and Budapest.
Yes, naturally. Although, like everyone else on war service, I was too busy to really keep up with the report.
Well, we did not give all our information to the press. We decided that we would have more success by keeping something secret.
I can understand that.
Now, this man, Fiend is a better name, has probably been responsible for the death of over 300 women. I would like to find out if there are any hospital records other than the official report of Bela Kiss' death.
You don't mean that Bela Kiss is the man you suspect?
I do. In fact, it isn't suspicion. It is an established fact.
But that's impossible. I nursed Bela Kiss till he died. And a young and pious-minded boy of 20 could hardly...
20? Well, Bela Kiss was over 40.
Not the Bela Kiss who died here in this hospital. He was a young boy, I tell you, and I know I nursed him till he died.
Ah, then I have the solution. How badly wounded was Bela Kiss when he was brought here?
There never was any hope that he might recover. Anyone could have seen that he must die.
And Bela Kiss, the real Bela Kiss, undoubtedly exchanged his identification disc and papers with the wounded man, knowing full well that the young boy would be buried as Bela Kiss. And he, the monstrous wretch, free to pursue his murderous career unhindered. But I'll get him. I'll get him.
Back to Budapest races the chief. For 4 days he works feverishly, taking no one into his confidence, but ordering his men to stand by. One night, to a house on the outskirts of town, drive 2 police cars filled with officers. The chief leads the way from the back of the house to one of the upper rooms.
Now listen, you men. Listen. I want absolute silence. I am decided in my own mind that Bela Kiss has trapped the various women he has killed by advertisements in the papers. So I decided to use his methods and inserted this advertisement. I'll read it. Young woman, widow, with moderate fortune and with moderately good looks, desires company of men of culture, preferably 40 or over. Must be tall and dark. Object, matrimony.
And you expect Bela Kiss to answer that?
He has answered it. He'll be here.
A taxi at the door. A man is getting out.
Ah, gee, it's Bela Kiss.
He looked up. He's getting back into the taxi.
After him, please.
Down the stairs rush the police. The taxi, with Bela Kiss standing on the running board, speeds toward the river with the police car in pursuit.
He's going to shoot. Take him. Take him.
Bela Kiss slumps. He's hit, but he hangs on. The taxi reaches the bridge. Another burst of bullets. Several shots take effect, but with one last effort, Bela Kiss throws himself from the taxi, pulls himself over the parapet of the bridge, falls like a plummet, and disappears forever under the foaming waters of the Danube. And so, coincidence, the World War, a search for gasoline, a nurse who remembered a patient, provide the solution for a 15-year-old unsolved mystery. Bela Kiss, the mystery man of Europe. Unsolved Mysteries. Some crimes of murder are mysteries because the murderer, having foreseen every difficulty of avoiding detection, has successfully overcome these difficulties and has therefore actually avoided detection. But there are crimes in which the mystery lies in the manner in which the crime was committed. Such is the case of the bridge whist expert, as the New York police termed the slaying of J.B. Maxwell in his apartment, 644 West 70th Street, New York City. Since some of the characters are still alive, names of characters and places have been changed, but the dramatic reenactment is authentic in every detail. The scene is the 600 block West 70th Street, New York. The mailman on his rounds waves to a milkman across the street. Police Officer Brown saunters down the sidewalk, and at that moment, a woman walks down the street, up the steps to number 644, takes out a latchkey, opens the door, and walks into the apartment as the clock strikes 8.
Mr. Maxwell. Mr. Maxwell, I brought you... Help!
What's the matter, lady?
He's been shot.
Shot? Where? Show me here and have a look.
In here, he was still breathing when I left him in his room.
Well, he's dead now. Drilled clean through the head. What'll I call headquarters? Hello? Hello?
That phone's out of order.
Well, I'll use the one next door. Hey, you, milkman. Instead of standing there at the door gaping, get on the phone and call headquarters. Okay, I'll get him right away. You haven't touched the body?
No, I should say not.
Who are you, anyways, wife?
No, he wasn't married. I'm his housekeeper. I came in just a few minutes ago. I was going to tell him something. I came in here and found him like this.
You were out, huh? You leave the door open when you went out?
No, I was just coming in for the day. I live at my own home.
You found the door locked?
Yes, I had to use my key to get in.
How many people have keys?
Only me and Mr. Maxwell and...
Yeah?
Well, the lock was changed only last week.
Anybody can get in through the back door?
There is no back door. There's a basement door. It's bolted on the inside. Mr. Maxwell must have killed himself. Nobody could have got in.
Killed himself and then went out and hid the gun, I suppose.
Well, I didn't think about the gun.
Anybody here with him last night?
Not before I left.
Maxwell smoked a load of cigarettes?
Not that I know of.
Or was this one here on the mantel shelf when you left last night? Been left burning and charred the shelf?
It wasn't here when I left.
Well, this is probably the DA and his investigators.
There's something else I don't understand.
There's a lot I don't understand.
But Mr. Maxwell wore a wig, and he had artificial teeth. He was very particular that nobody ever saw him without them. And yet he...
Yeah. He doesn't have on his wig, and he doesn't have his teeth in.
Well, you won't have.
That's the DA. And here, Mr. Wilson.
What have you,
found out, officer? Well, he was shot through the head. House was locked, both doors locked on the inside, and no gun.
He was reading his morning mail when he was shot.
Yes, Harry. Who got him his mail?
He must have got it himself.
He was dead when you came in?
No, he was still breathing.
And he could have let the murderer in himself.
Yeah, but the murderer couldn't get out.
No? Who are you?
The milkman. I called you at headquarters. I was in the street delivering milk for 20 minutes and not a soul but the mailman.
The mailman? You saw him?
Sure. I waved to him.
How long before this woman, Mrs. Lawson, arrived?
Oh, less than 5 minutes.
Oh, wait a minute. Let's get this straight. No one has come out of this house since the mailman delivered the mail?
No.
Then whoever killed Maxwell is still in the house.
Sorry, Mr. Kelly, but that won't do. I searched the place while we were talking in here, and there's no one in this flat beside us.
Yeah, wait a minute. Maybe you didn't see anyone come out of this flat, but someone did. That's that. Well, Mr. Wilson, I was walking my beat, and I would have seen anyone leave.
Then he was killed earlier than we think.
Oh, couldn't he, Gary? He's got the mail in his hand.
Oh, yes. I realized that as soon as I spoke.
Here's something else to puzzle over. Look at the bullet hole smack in the center of his forehead. Yeah, but look where the bullet hit the wall. Can you beat that? Now then, where would a man have to stand in order to fire a shot on that angle?
Over about here, sir.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, it's all right except for one thing. You're standing 15 feet away from Maxwell, and the shot was fired within 3 feet. See the powder burns?
Well, a man would have to be lying down on the floor to fire the shot at that angle and leave powder burns.
So it would seem. But what was Maxwell doing? Waiting for the murderer to take aim? Got me beat.
It's got more than you beat. Wilson.
Yes?
I'm going out for a minute. Going to call the phone company.
Yes?
Yes. I've got an idea. I'll be back in a few minutes. See if you can dig up any more of them.
Whoever killed Maxwell must have been well known to him. Well, we know that because he admitted the murder himself. He must have. But more than that,
He was particular about his appearance. Mrs. Larson said so. He wouldn't have admitted anybody, that is, anybody he didn't know very well, without first putting on his wig and putting in his artificial teeth.
So?
So the murderer was a man and not a woman. And he was a man from whom Maxwell had no secrets.
All good reasoning, Brown. But it neither gives us a motive nor does it explain how the murderer got out without being seen.
Yeah, but Mr. Wilson, it does help to explain how the murderer got close enough to Maxwell to kill him at 3 feet without arousing his suspicion.
You're right, Brown. You're dead right. Your idea at least narrows the field of search down to Maxwell's immediate friends. Oh, here's Carrie. What'd you find out?
Plenty. Did you say, Brown, that this phone was out of order this morning?
Yes, sir. I tried to use it, and Mrs. Larson said
I said that the phone had been out of order for several days.
Well, listen to this. The phone company's records show a call, an incoming call at 3 this morning. Then Maxwell called Rockaway 1841. And at 6:09 he called a number in Garden City. But you, Mrs. Larson, say that the phone has been out of order for days.
I know it has, because the other day the chauffeur drove over here instead of phoning, because he said the phone wouldn't work.
Well, it's beyond me. The fellow's shot through the head, apparently makes no effort to fight, must have been shot by someone lying on the floor, doors, both of them bolted, the house under observation for at least 20 minutes, and a man doesn't live that long with a bullet through his brain. I tell you what.
Yeah, what, D.A.?
This place has me jittery. Let's go down to headquarters, send out the fingerprint boys, and talk it over down in my office where things like this don't happen.
The fingerprint boys went out to the Maxwell flat. They found nothing. No fingerprints but those of the legitimate occupants of the house. The cigarette on the mantel shelf? The Lotus cigarette meant nothing. The investigators never knew before that the Lotus brand of cigarette was so popular. The DA's remarks about talking it over in the office became a joke to the department because every day Carey, Brown, the police surgeon, Wilson, and the fingerprint boys collected there to discuss the murder of the bridge whist expert.
I tell you, Chief, it was robbery.
All rubbish. The man had $500 in bills in his pants pocket. $5,000 worth of jewelry lying loose on his bureau.
And if it were robbery, how come the thief gets within 3 feet of him before he plugs him?
And I don't care if it's robbery, mayhem, or anything else. That doesn't explain how the murderer got into a locked house, windows bolted, killed a man with a .45, must lie on the floor to do it, walks out with a milkman watching, a milkman who swears that no one left the house.
Backed up by the policeman on the beat.
Yes, and the woman, the housekeeper, who says that the murdered man was breathing when she entered the room. Well, everybody in the neighborhood seems to have been watching the house, and no one, not a soul, sees the murderer leave.
And not a soul hears the shot.
What's that you said?
Not a soul heard the shot.
My gosh, there's the solution, if only we knew how to apply it.
What have we missed? 8 o'clock? He's dead. Shot through the brain. Powder burns showed the shot was fired within 3 feet. Doors locked. Police outside. Milkman outside. Postman brings mail. So we know he was killed after that.
Do we?
Listen, that's the second puzzling remark you've passed in 5 minutes.
Not a soul heard the shot. And do we? The chance remarks of a policeman on the beat. But they were the answers to the riddle which has haunted New York's police department for 15 years. But we believe that we have an answer. Ladies and gentlemen, the solution for which you have been waiting. The scene is the 600 block West 70th Street. A few minutes before 8. A figure, the mailman, walks down the street and up the steps to number 644, rings the bell.
Oh, forgot some mail, did you? I just came to the door a moment ago and got the mail.
No, I'm not the mailman.
You? What on earth is the idea of the disguise?
Don't keep me standing here. You got my letter?
Yes, I got it. Come in. Come in here. You, don't mind if I continue to read my mail?
I'm only interested in one letter in your mail.
Yes?
Yes. Will you give it to me?
No, I won't.
You know what I said to you yesterday over the phone?
Quite well. And I haven't changed my proposition one little bit.
Listen, J.B. As a mother, I'll go down on my knees to plead with you.
Get up off your knees and forget the melodrama.
Look here, J.B. In my handbag...
You little fool. Don't touch that gun.
Listen, J.B. I'm going to kill you.
You idiot. You can't get away with this.
Oh, I can. I planned it. Don't move. I'm promising you. If you move, I'll kill you. You asked about my disguise. Now is it clear? No one notices a mailman. And this gun, J.B. You recognize it. My husband. It has a silencer. But you, J.B., won't even hear it click. Oh, the letter. Where is it? Ah, under
under the chair. I'll move it. Oh, he's not so heavy.
The kneeling woman, the moved chair. These were the two things which confused the police when they investigated the acute angle the bullet had made. The mailman's disguise suggested itself to the woman because it was a letter she wished to recover from Maxwell. The mailman's disguise was what confused the witnesses as to the time element. Some of them saw the real mailman, others the murderer in disguise. So, the murderer, partly by luck and partly by planning, had left the New York police another unsolved mystery. Unsolved Mysteries. Down the ages, man has been seeking the answer to the riddle, what happens in the unseen realm beyond? With all our science, we're as far from answering that question as man was in the beginning. But with the accumulated records of the past, the conviction is borne strongly upon some that there is a link joining us mortals with those who have passed this way before. The scene is a famous American newspaper correspondent.
Unsolved Mysteries. Out of deference to persons who may still be living, character names in some of these true unsolved mysteries have been changed. The passing of years has left a glow of romance about the days of the Spanish Main, but most pirates were little more than murdering wretches with a flair for the colorful. Blackbeard the pirate was an exception in one way. He left behind him an unsolved mystery when he buried a treasure chest at Plum Point in 1716. The scene is a well-known publisher's home in New England. A group of the publisher's friends have just returned from the golf course, and laughing over a remark made by one of the party, they seat themselves on the veranda and await the refreshments they know will be served.
Right in line with what you were saying, I saw in the papers the other day that the ghosts of Plum Point had been seen again.
Why will papers use up space publishing such nonsense?
Well, ghosts make news, and quite a number of people have seen that particular ghost. And certainly if anyone had a right to come back and haunt Plum Point, Prudence Luttrell assuredly had.
You mean that you know about this ghost?
I not only know about the ghost, but I know the whole story. And I can assure you that no writer of lurid and bloodthirsty fiction ever devised anything more bloody than the story of Blackbeard the pirate.
Good. After losing that game on the 18th hole, I'm in the mood for a pirate story.
Well, it seems that Blackbeard was born in England, and that even in his early days he was headed toward the gallows. One of his names was Teach. At least that was the name he used when he got married. And if such abductions can be called marriage, Teach or Blackbeard was married some 18 times. And it was one of his wives, Prudence Luttrell, who provides us with a mystery which for over 200 years has been unsolved. Our story opens at a time when Blackbeard was thoroughly established as a successful pirate. His name was hated and feared from the Isles of Shoals to Trinidad. In spite of his piracy, he was practically immune from capture because he had as his ally and friend Governor Eden of North Carolina. And one afternoon in Governor Eden's house, he and his men divide their plunder.
Hold hard there, my hearties. This is the governor's. Here you are, Governor. Worth half a sack of Spanish gold any time. And this long Tom is for you. You think that'll make up for the arm you lost?
Aye, Blackbeard, and that it will. I can buy myself a tidy little place and live the life of an honest man.
An honest man? Now, my hearties. Now that's all divided. Anybody not satisfied? No? Then everything's all right. Get back to the Revenge and be ready to sail with the tide. Red O'Neill, close that door and come here.
Aye, sir.
Long Tom would be wasted as an honest man, Red.
Aye.
And with one hand, he's not much of a pirate.
Not much.
That's a lot of treasure to be wasted on a useless man, Red.
Aye, that it is.
Take care of it, Red.
That I will, sir.
Now, Governor, what about your little job? You found me a wife?
I think so.
You think so, and me sailing with the tide? You'd better make sure good and fast, sir.
What's that?
That? That's Red O'Neill getting rid of a one-handed pirate who wanted to be an honest man. That's what happens to men no longer useful to me. Well, will my future wife be waiting for me tonight, ready to sail?
Yes. I'll see that everything is ready.
Oh, yes. What's her name?
Prudence Luttrell.
Prudence. Prudence. There's a name for a pirate's wife. Prudence. How old is she?
16.
I'll see that everything's ready then by dusk. And remember what happens to them that are no longer useful to me.
Stay tuned. More of our story is coming up after this short break. And now let's return to our unsolved mystery on When Radio Was.
Dusk. And in a little cottage hard by the waterfront, Prudence Luttrell, pretty, dark-eyed, sits on a stool before the fire while her mother makes preparations for the wedding.
But I'm afraid of him, Mother. I've heard much of his piracies and his many wives who've all disappeared. And why should I have anything to do with him?
Oh, you're young and full of notions. You're afraid of a husband, and that's the measure of your worry. This day next year, you'll laugh at yourself for your fears. The captain's a fine man. Think, will ye? Would he be a friend of the governor's if he were a pirate?
I know what I've heard, Mother. They do say that Governor Eden and his secretary Knight share the loot Captain Teach brings in from the
sea. The door bursts open. In stalks the governor, followed by Blackbeard and his crew of cutthroats. Prudence runs for the door. Blackbeard's arm shoots out, and the terrified girl is swept back into the center of the room. In rapid, hoarse, drunken speech, the governor reads the wedding ceremony, himself reading the responses that the shocked and trembling girl could not utter if she would.
Well, enough of this. The tide won't wait for wedding vows. Right. Aye, sir. Up to the men, and I'll take care of the wench. To the boat, my hearters, and so to sea.
Up the anchor. There's another big man's chest. Drink in there with a careful drink.
Been a year since we touched this part of the coast. Not since the captain got married. Aye, Blackbeard's kept this one longer than most. I don't like hugging this coast so close as this. We could rip the bottom out of the ship and found her before we knew it. There's a Red.
Quartermaster.
Aye, Captain.
We're going ashore.
What's that?
We're taking a little treasure chest ashore. Something just for us. Something we're not going to divide with the others. Now, place the chest in the longboat, cover it up, and we'll drop anchor and row ashore.
Where's the chest?
On the top of my cabin table.
In a few moments, the chest is in the longboat. Tackles creak and ropes sing as the longboat is lowered into the swell. The incoming tide brings the longboat high on the beach. And on Plum Point, Blackbeard shows his men where he wants the treasure buried. Dawn finds them finished.
That'll do, my hearties.
This chest will never be found. Who'd think of looking here? Good job, I'd say.
Right. Now back to the boat. Lead on, Red.
Guess we won't need the lantern now.
No, you won't need the lantern now.
Easy there, Captain. That's no way to do things.
And Blackbeard, the only witnesses to his treasure trove shot down in cold blood, walks back to the boat alone. Before Blackbeard could return to Plum Point to claim his treasure, his days of piracy came to an end, and he was cut down on the deck of his own ship. But perhaps Blackbeard had no intention of returning for that particular treasure chest. Why? In just a moment you will hear a solution as to what it contained when it was discovered 200 years later. Ladies and gentlemen, inasmuch as any solution must of necessity be supposition, liberties of time, place, and character have been taken in the solution for which you've been waiting. Once again, we're on the veranda of the New England publisher's home.
Well, that certainly was a swashbuckling story.
Not only a story, the whole thing is true.
How do you know?
Well, there's no doubt about Blackbeard's activities. I've checked on them in works by Driscoll, Stockton, Howard Pyle. Oh, he lived all right.
And what about his wife, Prudence?
Well, the last seen I heard of her was one day when Blackbeard came out of his cabin with a knife gash running from his shoulder to the middle of his chest. She did that.
Well, and what about the treasure? Was that true?
Yes. For years, people along the coast and from quite a distance, too, came searching for that treasure. But for 200 years, no one found a trace of it.
You said for 200 years?
Yes. It was Christmas Day, 1928. Still dark in the early morning, when two trappers, on their way to examine some traps they had set, discovered an open hole, a brick-and-mortar lined hole which bore the unmistakable signs of having had a treasure chest removed from it. The mortar still showed the marks of the hasps, the iron bands of the chest. Blackbeard's treasure had been found.
But if that was in 1928, why didn't we hear something about it?
I can tell you. I can see these men, the men who were searching for that treasure. I can see them there in the dim light of a flickering lantern, digging, digging, digging.
You hit something?
I know it sounded like metal. I think that I can get it out now. You take the other end.
All right. Let's heave.
Now, let me get my hand here. There, up. All right. All right, slide it onto the plank. Will we try to open it here?
Sure. Knock the lock off with a spade.
All right. Now then, come on, open her up.
But instead of gold glinting in Blackbeard's treasure chest, the horror-stricken men find themselves gazing on a skeleton. The 200-year-old skeleton of Prudence Luttrell, Blackbeard's girl wife.
Unsolved Mysteries. Out of deference to people who may still be living, character names in some of these true unsolved mysteries have been changed. A closed room. A door bolted and locked. A tight-fastened window under raging storm. A novelist setting for a murder. And stretched on the bed, a man stabbed through the heart. Such the Cambridge Unsolved Mystery. The scene is Cambridge, and standing in its own grounds just off the Great North Road, the Hermitage, home of Henry Monty, affectionately known as the Squire. Darkening skies and a chill to the air with the distant rumble of thunder foretell the coming storm as the Squire, accompanied by Sheriff Welford, walks up to the front door of the Hermitage.
I think I felt a few drops then, Sheriff.
No doubt about it. We'll have a storm before morning.
Better come in and have a nightcap with me before you go on home.
Well, I don't know.
Come along, old man. I always have one. Hannah probably has it all warm.
Is that you, Squire?
Yes, indeed, Hannah. And I have the sheriff with me, so we'll have a double order of punch.
Don't blame me, Hannah. I was all for getting on my way home. But the Squire here insisted, and you know the Squire.
Oh, indeed, and I do, sir. Mary? Mary!
Yes, Miss Hannah?
Bring another bowl of punch to the kitchen. The master has company.
Yes, Miss Hannah?
We'll go up to my room, Sheriff. The fire's burning brighter there.
Just as you say, just as you say.
I'm getting old, Sheriff. These stairs tax me. But I like my upstairs room. I look out over the downs in the spring and summer, and in the winter, I can see the village through the bare branches. Sit down over here by the fire.
Thanks, Squire. Yes, this is a delightful room. Filled with memories, too, I'll be bound.
Yes, memories of 60-odd years. Ah, here's Mary.
Here's your wine, sir. Miss Hannah's baking oatcakes for tomorrow's breakfast, sir, else she'd have brought it herself.
That's all right, Mary. Here, Sheriff.
Thank you. Your health, Squire. And may you live another 65 years.
Oh, no, not that. Not that. There she comes. You better drink down your wine, Sheriff, and be off, else you'll get a soaking.
Yeah, I will. That's good. And thanks for the refreshment. Good night.
Good night. Light the Sheriff to the door, Mary.
Yes, sir, I will. Good night, Sheriff.
Good night, Mary.
Old Hannah walks down the hallway. Both she and Mary look up to the landing above and see the Squire close his room door. Hear the key turn in the lock. Hear the bolts slide home. The old grandfather's clock on the turn on the stairs strikes 10 o'clock as the two women say goodnight. and go to their separate bedrooms.
Tell the master breakfast ready, Mary. Yes, Miss Hannah. Breakfast is ready, Master. 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 What's to do, Mary? The master, he doesn't answer. Master, speak. Say something. Oh, something's happened. Run and get help. We'll have to break down the door. Oh, the master may be ill, very ill. Dead, maybe. Oh, quick, then, now to run for help.
What's the miss, Mary?
Come and help the master.
Well, what's the miss, Hannah?
The master doesn't answer.
Then open the door and go in.
The door's bolted and locked on the inside.
Oh, the door to that room, eh?
No.
Bring an axe, Mary. A big one.
Yes, Sheriff.
Does the squire always lock himself in his room?
Always, Sheriff. Has for years.
Was he afraid? Or afraid for his life?
Not that I know of, Sheriff. Here's the biggest axe.
Now stand clear. I think I can get in now. Yes, I think I can. Don't look, Hannah. Mary, don't look. Run, Mary, and telephone the village for the police. Tell them the squire has been stabbed through the heart.
2 hours later, the police arrived from the nearest village. Hannah and Mary are weeping hysterically. The sheriff has opened wide the smashed-in door. The detective inspector and sergeant of police glance quickly about the room as they walk over to the bed.
Yeah, must have died instantly.
Yes, no signs of a struggle.
When did you last see him alive?
Me? Oh, Mary and me both saw him when he locked himself in his room last night.
Oh, 2 wine glasses. He had company last night?
Yes, he did. Me. You, Sheriff? Yes. I met him last night, and he invited me up for a glass of wine. I left a few minutes before 10 o'clock. And he was all right then, huh? Surely he was all right.
Oh, I saw the sheriff to the door. I locked and bolted the front door, and Hannah and me stood and watched the master as he bolted his door. And, well, I suppose he went to bed.
Then if you bolted the front door, the murderer must have gone in through the back door.
Oh, but he couldn't. The back door was locked at dusk, and it never was opened.
Well, it's a certainty that the murderer didn't get in through this window. It's barred on the outside, latched on the inside, and it's dry as a bone, so it was not opened while it was raining.
Now, wait a minute. Both of you women saw Squire Monteith close and bolt his bedroom door?
Yes, sir. I did too, sir.
And you didn't hear a sound during the night?
Nothing but thunder and rain, sir.
No angry voices? No screams?
Oh, no, sir. Not a sound.
Do you recognize the knife he's been killed with?
I don't want to look.
I'm sorry, lady, but you'll have to look.
Yes. Well, yes, I know it.
Yeah?
It's the one that used to lie on his own table. Why, it's his own hunting knife.
Hey, there's something spooky about all this. He's all right last night at 10 o'clock, and the sheriff sees him, speaks to him, so we know he's alive then.
And the 2 women hear him lock himself in his rooms a few minutes later.
When did you try to wake him this morning?
A few minutes after 7 it was. I couldn't get no answer, and Miss Hannah sent me for help.
I was passing by on my way to the village when Mary ran out of the house. The door was bolted, so I broke it in with an axe. Sort of begins to look like suicide.
Oh, no. The squire had no reason to kill himself.
Well, no one got in here through this locked door and got out again and locked and bolted it behind him.
Nobody got in or out through this chimney. Guess it must have been suicide. I can't agree with you. I know the doctor won't. No man stabbed himself the way the squire's been stabbed. The blade's been driven in clear up to the hilt.
That's right, but listen, we've got to be sensible. This door was bolted, wasn't it, Sheriff?
Yes. I pulled the bolt myself after I crawled through the hole I made in the door.
All right, then. The room was closed. Nobody could get out or in. And if nobody could get out or in, then it was suicide.
But it wasn't suicide. Squire Monteith had been brutally murdered. And although today, 22 years later, the Cambridge murder is still an unsolved mystery, we believe we know the answer. In just a moment, you will hear a solution to the Cambridge murder mystery. Ladies and gentlemen, inasmuch as any solution must of necessity be supposition, liberties of time, place, and character have been taken in the solution for which you have been waiting. The scene is the Cambridge police station, where the chief is seated behind his desk, talking to the sergeant and detective inspector.
Well, boys, a month has passed since the killing of the squire. As far as I can see, we're no nearer a solution.
A year can pass, Chief, and I don't think we'll be any nearer one.
The commissioner's going to be out there next week. And when he hears what the local papers have had to say, well...
Well, I wish some of these reporters would try their hand at solving the thing. They were half as good as they think they are.
I know it's tough, and I get it, too, on every side. Not a motive that you could find at all. No one had it in for the old squire.
No, but...
Yeah? Go on.
Oh, you'd only laugh at me if I say this.
It'll be the first laugh I've had out of the case, then. All it's been so far is a bunch of grief. Speak up.
Is hate for the squire the only motive that could lead to murder?
What do you mean?
I mean, how about somebody having it into the police?
You mean somebody deliberately committing murder to baffle the police?
Yes, it's been done before, if you recall the Camden case.
But who?
Who would you guess, Chief?
The sheriff.
Yes, the sheriff. He's hated us ever since we were sent up here. He's always resented us taking over his job.
But you can't accuse a man of murder.
I'm not accusing him of murder. But between ourselves, I'll tell you what I think.
Go on.
I think that the sheriff had been watching his chance. He met the squire that night. He invited him up for a drink. He drugged the old man's wine. Sleeping draught, maybe.
That's why the old man doesn't wake up in the morning.
Right, Chief. Then the sheriff shows up first thing. He watches for the servant girl. He goes up to the room. Remember, he breaks the door and it says, "Don't look. He's been stabbed through the heart."
Sure, that's what the women said.
And from the doorway, he couldn't see a thing on that bed. I've tried.
Then you think?
I think he crossed the room, picked up the knife, and stabbed the squire as he lay there under the influence of the sleeping draught.
You may be right.
I am right. But, like you, I'm thinking, we can't do a confounded thing about it.
No, we can't. We haven't got a single shred of proof.
And so Cambridge, 22 years later, still regards the killing of Squire Monteith as an unsolved mystery.
Unsolved Mysteries. Tonight's Unsolved Mystery is made in that land of many mysteries, India, where squalor and wealth side by side bow the head and bend the knee to strange gods. India, where every bazaar, every temple, every compound has its fakir or holy man, a sort of privileged beggar whom white men and black alike fear more than they admit. The scene is the United Services Club in Simla. Officers in their stiffly starched tropical mess dress sit around the veranda cooling off under a waving punkah, while barefooted native servants carry trays of glasses which resound to the musical and appetizing tinkle of cubes of ice.
By Jove, Colonel, I'll say this for India. You certainly know how to make yourselves comfortable.
We have to, Buckley. If we didn't, we wouldn't be able to stick it out in the hot season. But tell me, Buckley, what exactly did you mean when you said, I'll say this for India?
Oh, nothing in particular, Colonel. Of course, you fellows don't realize it. But you're always prefacing a remark or following it with, but this is India. Well, I mean, it's all right to stuff the folks back home with all the tommy rot about India's lure and India's mystery, and it couldn't happen any place else but India. But after all, you know, the natives here are just ordinary human beings, no different from any place else.
Now, listen, Buckley. You've been out here exactly 4 months now. You will, if you're wise, never curse a native, never laugh at his fears, never ridicule his ideas. And above all, don't try to show your superiority by trying to expose one of their fakirs.
You actually mean, Colonel, that you believe in their superstitious bunk?
Listen, Buckley, I like you. Pull your chair over this way a little, and I'll tell you something. A good number of years ago, I was promoted to captain. I had 3 months' leave in England. I was young, very proud of my captain's pips. I fell in love with every pretty girl I saw back home. Well, I fell hard for a school-day sweetheart. We were married, and Dorothy and I sailed on the P&O. Had a marvelous trip. Landed at Bombay, and I found orders waiting for me to proceed on duty at Bangalore. I wired Lal Singh, my bearer, and told him to get everything ready. Caught the train, and just at dusk, we pulled up at my quarters.
Greetings, Captain Sahib.
Cheerio, Lal Singh. Lal Singh, here's the new Mem Sahib.
The servant is honored.
And this, darling, is what we call the living room. And in there, behind the bead curtain, in the combination smoking room, den library, card room, and general sort of get-together place.
Books, books, and more books. I'm going to spend hours in there when you're on duty. Oh, and a complete set of Kipling.
Yes, and anything you want that isn't there, why, just ask for it. Why, Dorothy, what's wrong?
Oh, George, I'm afraid. Something came over me.
What?
I don't know. It seemed as if someone were trying to compel me to do something. I grew cold all over. Afraid. Look, George. Who's that out there in the compound in front of that clump of tamarisk?
Where? Oh, the old fakir. He hangs around here quite a bit. Harmless old duffer.
Send him away. He's doing this to me. I know he is.
Oh, my dear, you're tired.
Please, George, send him away. I can't stand to even see him.
But, Dorothy, I can't do that. I can't send him away.
Why can't you? Why can't you tell someone to get off your own ground?
Well, it's a little bit hard to understand, Dorothy, for a stranger here. But one doesn't order fakirs to do anything. The natives would be offended. It might incur some of the natives' dislike.
You can't offer that and my fear of him?
Now, my dear, listen to reason. We're in India now, not jolly old England, you know. And we must do things according to the country.
And telling a dirty, smelly native to get off your own property is against the custom of the country, is it?
By Jove, yes, you know. It really isn't done, don't you see? Yes, sir? Oh, yes, sir. Oh, too bad. Why, yes, of course. Just as soon as I can slip into service, dogs. Why, yes, sir. Righto. Oh, I won't bother to change. Old Tubby's down with a touch of fever. I have to take guard duty tonight. Lal Singh?
Yes, Sahib.
Sword and service cap.
Oh, George, I don't want to be left alone.
Oh, but you're not alone, my dear. There's Lal Singh, and Ahmed is in the compound, and the bestie and the water carrier sleeps all night on the veranda.
I wish you didn't have to go.
Oh, it's got to help out when the chap goes down with fever, don't you know? Might be my turn someday. Oh, cheerio.
Goodbye. Let me see. Oh, here's Kipling's at the end of the passage. Whew, that ought to be a good test for nerves.
Ma'am, Sahib.
Yes, Lal Singh. Oh, you, the fakir. What do you want? Get out. You've no right coming into this room.
The Mem Sahib does not like old Rasam, huh?
No, I don't. I don't want you near me. Now go, or I'll call Lal Singh.
Lal Singh. A simple child. He would not dare enter the room while Rasam Beg is present.
Will you please go?
And the Mem Sahib has given to me the thing which I desire.
What do you want? I'll give you anything to get you out of here.
Rasam Beg wants so little. One strand of the Mem Sahib's hair, no more.
One strand of my hair? What on earth for?
The Mem Sahib would not understand. It is for a charm for my nephew who is in the ill country and very sick.
All right, I'll give you a strand of my hair. Go out on the veranda. I'll bring it.
And the Mem Sahib is very kind. Old Assam will not forget. I wait on the veranda.
I'm not being kind. I'm doing it to get rid of you. Ridiculous idea. Strand of my hair. I'd like to make a fool of him and his charms. And I can, too. That Chinese rug. It's made of hairs almost the identical color of mine. I'll get a stand of it. Here. Here's your stand of hair.
Oh, there are some thanks, the Mem Sahib. And now for the present, goodbye. Goodbye.
Oh, thank goodness he's gone. I wonder where Lal Singh can be. Why didn't they keep that fakir out of the bungalow? Lal Singh? No answer. What can have happened? Lal Singh! Lal Singh, where are you? Something's wrong, I know it is. Lal Singh! Everything's going wrong. Turning black. The clock is grinning at me. The hands are spinning so fast it makes me dizzy. Dizzy.
Come on, Lal Singh. Dorothy, where are you? Oh, good Lord, she's fainted. Here, Lal Singh, help me.
Lift her onto wicker coat, Sahib. That is the way, yes.
Oh, what happened? Where am I? Oh, George, don't leave me.
You're all right, Dorothy. Tell me if you can. What happened?
Why did you come back?
Lal Singh ran down to the barracks for me when he saw the fakir come onto the veranda.
Why didn't this train help me?
He couldn't raise his hand against the fakir, my dear. But never mind. Tell me what happened.
That fakir came in here. He wouldn't leave till I gave him a strand of my hair.
You gave him one?
No, I didn't. I fooled him. I gave him a strand from that Chinese rug in the other room.
Oh, that's the stuff, darling. That's thinking on your feet.
But what could he want with a strand of my hair?
I don't know, but this I do know. When I lay hands on him...
What about the natives, my dear? You can't even touch a fakir, you know.
Can't I? You just wait and see whether I can.
What's that?
It's all right, my dear. Something in the back room fell down.
But I know it isn't all right. I've got that horrible feeling again.
Sahib!
Look in the passage. Something moving, rising, a twisting
Keep your
shadow.
head. I got my gun now. Don't faint when I fire.
You didn't touch it.
But I know I hit it. Good Lord, he's dancing out on the veranda. It's a Chinese rug.
Right through the mosquito curtain.
Hey, come on, stick by me. Lal Singh. Yes, Sahib. Alam, hurry, Jaldi. What's that, Sahib? Look there, it is on the ground, just in front of the tambours, rising on the ground. Chilled in love with that lamp. Well, here it is, Sahib.
I can't believe it. It's impossible.
Oh, no, my dear, not impossible, not impossible. It is.
The Chinese rug, Sahib. 2 bullet holes in it. It saved Imam Sahib's life.
Yes, Lal, the Chinese rug. And it saved more than the Mem Sahib's life.
Well, that is an amazing story.
That, Major, happened to Dorothy and me. We never talk of it. But you see, old chap, I never sneer at native belief.
But, Colonel, you didn't finish your story.
What do you mean?
Well, what about the fakir? Did you horse sit him?
I didn't have to.
No?
No. Next morning, Lal Singh came and got me. We went out into the compound, and there, right in front of that clump of tamarisk, wrapped in the strangling folds of the Chinese rug, lay the old fakir, dead.
Out of deference to people who are still alive, character names in these unsolved mysteries have been changed. Inasmuch as any solution must of necessity be supposition, liberties of time, place, and character exist in the solution that will be presented after you have heard from your sponsor. Ladies and gentlemen, the solution for which you have been waiting.
But tell me, Colonel, didn't you ever try to find out how such a thing could be possible?
You understand, of course, that workers in black magic, whether they be in Haiti, Africa, or India, believe that something personal, a strand of hair, fingernail clipping, and such like, are an essential ingredient of the formula of their black art.
And your wife, Dorothy, in taking a strand of hair from the Chinese rug and giving that to the fakir, prevented his powers from controlling her.
Exactly. All the concentration, all the pent-up fury, the hatred and diabolical cunning of the fakir was leveled at the object most closely connected with that strand of hair.
I can understand that. And I can understand, since you say it is so, that the fakir might have done harm to Dorothy, who was a living being. But that such power could really affect a thing like a rug is something else again.
Scientists are divided in their opinion as to how such things are possible. But here, let me show you a brief quotation from the Encyclopedia Britannica. Physical phenomena can be grouped under two main heads. Telekinesis, or the movement of objects at a distance other than by ordinary physical means, and telepesme, or the extrusion from the body of the medium of a substance sometimes amorphous, sometimes resembling portions of the human body or even complete figures. Phenomena of both these kinds have long been familiar. I end the quotation.
And telekinesis, the movement of an object, is recognized by scientists as being possible?
Decidedly so. And I can assure you that if you live in India long enough, you will see more than one demonstration of the power of concentrated mind over purely inanimate matter.
Thank you, Colonel. But after hearing your story, I really don't believe that I want to.
Unsolved Mysteries. Out of deference to persons who may still be living, character names in some of these true unsolved mysteries have been changed. Tonight's Unsolved Mystery deals with the murder of one of the motion picture industry's beloved pioneers, Desmond Taylor. It was a murder baffling, wanton, cruel, and despicable. A riddle profound and deep as an S.S. Van Dyne mystery story. The scene is the Alvarado Court Apartments in Los Angeles. The time, 7 o'clock on the morning of February 2nd, 1922. And Henry Plover, valet servant to William Desmond Taylor, mounts the steps of the porch, picks up the milk bottle from the front door step, inserts his key in the door lock, and pushes open the door.
Oh, Lord of mercy. Help! Police, help! My boss done been murdered.
What's that? What's wrong?
My boss, he's done been murdered. Get the police! The police!
There's an officer coming down the driveway.
What's up there?
Hey, my boss is dead. Somebody done murdered him.
I'll say so. Where's the phone?
On the desk.
Yeah, I see it. Hello? Hello, give me police headquarters. Hello, Sarge. Say, there's been a murder out here at the Alvarado Court Apartments. Yeah, a guy by the name of Taylor. Okay. Now, any ideas on this thing? You, who are you?
Me, my name is Clover. I was a sort of valet. You know, I did things for Mr. Taylor.
Live here?
No, sir. At least not night, sir. I was just going in here to fix the breakfast.
Taylor afraid of anyone?
No, sir. He was the best liked man in the motion pictures. Ain't nobody had no reason to kill him.
But somebody did. Looks like there'd been a struggle. Chair overturned. Nothing else, though. You know if anything's been stolen?
I can't say, boss.
Any idea whether he had any money here or not?
I don't know, boss. I don't know.
Nobody reported hearing the shot.
Oh, we thought we heard a shot last night.
Yes? Who are you?
Mrs. McDonald, we live in the next apartment.
What time was that?
Well, last night at dinner, it was dusk. The servant had served dessert and had gone upstairs when Douglas and I heard the shot. I went to the door.
See anyone leaving this apartment?
Yes, a man. He walked out backwards. Then he turned around and walked away.
Why didn't you notify the police?
Well, because I thought I'd been mistaken. I thought it must have been an auto backfiring. The man who left Mr. Taylor's apartment didn't hurry.
Oh, hello, D.A.
Oh, Desmond Taylor, huh?
Yes, D.A.
Take a look at him, Doc.
38 caliber bullet, eh? Dead anywhere from 6 to 10 hours.
That jives with your report, lady.
Yes?
Yes, lady here, Mrs. McDonald, heard what she thought was a shot last night just at dusk.
Oh? Let's take a look in this desk. Here's an income tax report. Half made out. Made out showing salary about $40,000 a year.
Yes, but look here. Here's his checkbook and passbook. Shows a balance of only $6,000.
That looks like blackmail.
You said it.
Here's something funny.
What?
The bullet hole in his coat doesn't line up with the bullet hole in his vest or with the hole in his body.
Here, come here. Look in this closet.
Yes?
Wasn't married, was he?
No.
You better check on this stuff. Maybe a lead, you know.
Well, nothing else to be gained here. Let's get back to headquarters. We'll really get on the trail of the murderer then.
But the days sped by and the trail of the murderer was obscured in 1,000 false trails. The newspapers hinted at prominent names, the public spoke them, the police investigated them, but all leads ended in blind alleys. No evidence of blackmail was uncovered, but, too, no reason for Desmond Taylor's apparently large expenditures could be discovered. One day, the district attorney, seated in his office, discusses the case with the police officers.
Well, boys, we certainly seem to have uncovered plenty, but nothing that leads anywhere.
Seems to me, D.A., that it leads everywhere.
I've got one piece to add.
Yes?
I had a talk with Arthur Willis, the motion picture actor and one of Taylor's best friends. He told me that Taylor had spoken to him about some young woman.
Grief, another woman?
No, one of those we've already questioned. Willis says that Taylor had been worried. Seems the woman was madly in love with him and that Taylor didn't know what to do. He said he'd told her he was old enough to be her father, but Willis said that, well, we'd better look into that phase of it.
Don't worry. I have. There's nothing to it. Tell you what, boys. We've got to go back to the beginning of this thing and see if we can pick up one thread that we've missed.
I don't see how we could have missed anything.
Nevertheless, I've asked Mabel Norman to come down here and see us. I hated to do it, but that's better than our going out there. At least there's less chance of the papers finding out and blaring it all over the place.
Well, she doesn't know a thing she hasn't told us.
Perhaps. But she may have forgotten something. Or maybe she knows something that she doesn't even think important.
By the way, I had a talk with Tom Green, the Assistant United States Attorney. He tells me that Taylor appealed to him for help in stamping out the dope racket in Hollywood. Do you suppose...
It's possible. Maybe someone did bump him off because he was interfering with the dope trade. Well, we'll check on it anyway. This is Woolline. Yes? Sure, bring her in. Right away. Anybody see her? No? Good, I'm glad of that. I'm sorry, Miss Normand, to have to ask you down here, but I thought it was better than our coming out to your place.
It's all right, Mr. Woolwine. If I can do anything to help, I feel so badly about it. Seems a shame that one of the finest men in the business should be the one to be killed.
Yes. Now, Miss Normand, search your memory as to what happened that evening.
Well, I've tried. I didn't think anything of that visit at the time. How was I to know that I would be the last person to see Desmond alive?
Yes, we know how you feel.
I went to his apartment about, it was between 6 and 7. I'd been shopping, and I'd gone to the bank to place some valuables in the safety deposit box. My chauffeur called my home, and they told him that Desmond Taylor had been trying to get me all afternoon. He had a book for me.
And you went from the bank to his apartment?
Yes. I was there, not over 35 minutes. Desmond came out to the car and saw me off.
And in all your conversation, he showed neither fear, anticipation, or anxiety.
Not a thing. He was kindly, as he always was. Not worried about anything, as far as I could tell.
I tell you, D.A., the position of Taylor's body proves that he didn't know who the killer was. So there's no use looking among his associates.
I agree. Now, look here. Sum it up. Mrs. McDonald, I asked her again yesterday, says that the killer came out of the house backwards. A man, she thought, but now she thinks a woman dressed in man's clothes. The bullet holes, not lining up on his clothes, shows that he had his arms above his head.
But the overturned chair.
He could have upset that as he rose to answer the doorbell. Anyway, my guess is that Taylor didn't know who his murderer was.
Right. That's the way I look at it. The murderer walked into the apartment, told Taylor to hold up his hands and face the wall, then shot him down in cold blood.
And we haven't the slightest idea who he is, where he went, and not an earthly chance of finding out.
And that summed up the results of the Desmond Taylor case. Members of the film colony gave much of their time to assist the police. And it is only fair to state that these persons, whose names were blazoned across the headlines of the daily press, were innocent victims of the prominence of the murdered man. Not one of them ever was suspected by those authorities who knew every development of the case. And today the Desmond Taylor murder is still an unsolved mystery. In just a moment, you will hear a solution of the Desmond Taylor murder.
You're listening to When Radio Was. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Unsolved Mysteries on When Radio Was.
Ladies and gentlemen, inasmuch as any solution must of necessity be supposition, liberties of time, place, and character exist in the solution for which you have been waiting. Remember, please, the facts are known to you. The lack of alignment of the bullet holes in Taylor's clothes. The fact that Taylor had asked assistance in fighting the dope evil in Hollywood. The murderer walking backwards out of the apartment. Remember, too, that when police pressure is put on to stop the sale of narcotics, the price becomes prohibitive. Imagine some woman pleading with the fiend who sells her the supplies.
I've got to have it. I've been paying you over $2,000 a week.
I can't help it. It's not my fault. Price has gone up.
I can't pay, but I've got to have some. I'll go crazy. Kill somebody, maybe.
Kill somebody?
Yes. Yes, anything. I'll do anything to get some.
Would you like to kill the man who's responsible for boosting the price?
Yes. Yes, I tell you, I've got to have some.
And you can, without any risk. Now, listen. You know who it is?
No. Who?
Desmond Taylor.
Desmond Taylor?
Yeah. In another week, you won't be able to get any, no matter how much you can pay. I'll tell you what. You change into man's clothes. I'll drive you there. But wait until dark. You go to his door, I'll race my engine. You shoot him and walk slowly back to the car. And no one will even guess.
I'll do it. I'll do anything, I tell you.
Dusk, the evening of the 1st of February. A closed car draws up outside the Alvarado Court apartments. The woman disguised as a man walks up to Desmond Taylor's apartment, rings the bell.
Who's there?
It's me, Francis.
Francis? Well, come in. The door's unlocked.
As he speaks, Taylor rises quickly from his chair, upsetting it. He's in his shirt sleeves, and turning round so that his back is to the door, he slips on his coat. As his hands are above his head, the door opens. He sees nothing, hears nothing, not even the click of the hammer as the woman in the doorway raises her trembling hand and fires. The evidence shows that Desmond Taylor was working on his income tax return and was probably in his shirt sleeves. This, as he rose quickly to put on his coat, accounts for the lack of alignment of the bullet holes, the overturned chair. The rest of the solution is based on the known fact that more than one woman in the motion picture industry in Hollywood was paying in excess of $2,000 a week for dope. But which one? If you know that, you have the last link in the solution of the Desmond Taylor murder mystery. Unsolved Mysteries. In the realms of unsolved mysteries, nothing is more baffling than the disappearance of a human being. This is a true unsolved mystery of the disappearance of a prominent man. The case aroused international interest, and as the years pass, the mystery deepens. The scene is a fashionable home in the exclusive quarter of one of America's largest cities. The night, beautiful with the sprinkled stars just beginning to show against a sky of black velvet. And falling away from the house, rows and rows of electric lights stretch out like jeweled fingers to reach the city. Two men and a woman rise from the dinner table and move out into a glassed-in veranda as a servant brings coffee.
Awfully glad, Judge, that you were able to drop over for dinner.
Yes, indeed. Harry has spoken so many times of having you over, but Well, you've been so busy.
Yes. Most people think that a judge's day's work is over when he rises from the bench. But you know, if you take your work seriously and conscientiously, you spend hours going over the day's testimony.
Oh, it's been worth it, though, Judge. You've been mighty successful.
I suppose so. In fact, I might as well say yes. I set out to study law with the intention of rising to the Supreme Court, and
now you're on the superior bench and headed for your goal. And you're still a young man.
Handling the criminal cases you do, Judge, aren't you sometimes afraid that some of these criminals will be revenged on you?
Oh, I've been threatened, but then so is every other judge, I suppose.
But not afraid, eh?
No, I'm not afraid. Although, I must admit that sometimes, when I think of my wife, some of the men I've put away for 10 or 15 years, I wonder what they might try to do when their terms are up. Oh, I say, I hate frightfully to eat and run, but I have quite a bit of work to do tonight. Will you excuse me?
Of course. Don't mention it. It's been grand having you over. I'll call a taxi. My car's being repaired.
Oh, please don't bother. It's quite a short walk. Good for me. I'd really much rather walk.
Well, if you're sure you'd rather.
Yes, really.
Well, once again, we've enjoyed having you. Good night, Judge. Sure you won't change your mind about the taxi?
No. In any case, I can find a cab, but it won't take me more than 10 minutes to walk home.
But the judge never got home. He stepped off briskly down the street, and as if the earth opened and swallowed him, he disappeared. Several hours later at the judge's home, a detective inspector and the police searched the house while the deputy district attorney questions the servants.
You say that the judge went out for dinner? Said he'd be back before 9?
Oui, monsieur. That is what he said to me.
He told me, sir, that I needn't stay in if I wanted to go to a movie or anything.
Who'd he have dinner with?
Mr. and Mrs. Howard.
You called them?
I called them, monsieur, while Robbins, the butler, monsieur, phoned you.
Yes? What'd they say?
They say as soon as they put their little girl to bed, they will come over here.
Good. Any threatening phone calls?
None that I know of, sir.
You?
Not me, monsieur. I know nothing.
Oh, more than likely that's Mr. and Mrs. Howard now, sir.
Bring them in.
Yes, sir.
Found anything yet, Inspector?
Not so far, D.I.
You can go, unless you've anything to add.
No, monsieur. I don't know a thing, monsieur.
All right, run along. But stay where I can find you.
Oh, I just know something terrible has happened, monsieur.
Eh? Why?
Oh, just a feeling, monsieur. I cannot help it, monsieur. I know he has been killed.
The district attorney's in the line.
Why, this is awful, Mr.
Stewart.
To think that he should have dinner at our house and then...
Did he show any signs of fear when he was dining with you?
No. Oh, we did discuss the fact that he'd been threatened, but he said he wasn't afraid.
You watched him leave the house?
Yes. We watched him walk down the street until he turned the corner.
You watched him, too?
Yes.
No suggestions to offer?
I'm sorry. Not a thing.
Nor I'm afraid.
Well, thanks very much for coming over. Let the sergeant at the door know where we can find you if we need you. And again, thanks. Good night.
Good night. Come here a minute, D.A.
Right with you.
Servant's gone out of the room.
Yeah. What's in the wind?
Look here. Checkbook stubs, bank notices.
Figure them out?
Yeah. The last few weeks he's withdrawn from deposit better than $22,000.
That could mean a lot of things.
Yes, including blackmail.
What's in the strong box?
Not a thing. Empty.
Was it locked?
No, it was open, all that.
No incriminating letters?
Not a one.
I just searched the house. All these clothes are there as far as I can tell. At least there's no signs of packing up to leave. All the coat hangers, pants hangers, too, filled.
Shaving kit, hairbrushes in the bathroom?
Yes, sir. Suitcases and trunks all empty and in the closet.
You walked this beat, didn't you?
Yes, sir.
You didn't see the judge come home?
No, sir.
So he disappeared between the corner of Laurel and the house here.
That's right.
No suspicious characters around?
No, sir. Fact is, I haven't seen half a dozen people in the neighborhood all evening.
Well, we'd better get down to headquarters and start some real searching.
But all the searching availed nothing. The police dragnet was thrown out. The underworld of America was combed. Stool pigeons were questioned. The search spread to Mexico, to Cuba, Europe. Find Judge Draper.
Find Judge Draper.
London calling. Call from America. Find Judge Draper.
Find Judge Draper. Find Judge Draper.
Monsieur le Judge Draper.
Yeah, this is Berlin. We are searching for Judge Draper.
Moscow
answering. Searching for Judge Draper.
All the police of the world, in the daily press, private investigators, private citizens joined in the search for the missing jurist. Not a murmur. Not a word that would lead to his discovery. Within a period of 24 hours, the judge was reported seen in Havana, Italy, Arizona, New Mexico, Los Angeles, and Canada. But inquiries met with blank walls in every direction. Thousands of people were questioned, and month after month the search went on. One night, 5 months later, the district attorney and the inspector stand in the missing judge's study talking to his wife.
You say that you came home, opened this strong box, and found these?
Yes, Mr. Stewart.
You looked in the box before?
No, because you had already searched it and found nothing.
We did search it. It was empty. Couldn't possibly have been any papers in there without us finding them.
6,000, 10, 20, 75,000 in securities.
And a lot of papers in the judge's handwriting. This convinces me that the judge must be alive.
That doesn't convince me. Not the way we've searched. How could anyone escape our search?
5 years of searching. $300,000 worth of searching. And still no signs of the missing jurist. Wireless, radio, telephone, cable, photographs, rewards. A network of communication burning hot with inquiry without response. And today, 6 years later, the disappearance of Superior Court Judge Draper is still an unsolved mystery. Out of deference to people who may still be living, character names in some of these unsolved mysteries have been changed. Inasmuch as any solution must of necessity be supposition, liberties of time, place, and characters have been taken. In just a moment, you will hear a solution to the Judge Draper mystery.
We'll be back with the conclusion of this unsolved mystery right after this short break. And now let's get back to our unsolved mystery on When Radio Was.
Ladies and gentlemen, the solution for which you have been waiting. The scene is the apartment of an underworld character. He sits behind his desk giving orders to his 2 henchmen, one dressed in evening clothes, the other in the livery of a chauffeur.
Now, listen, you two. I tried to get the judge to listen to reason, but he nixed me before I even got started.
So, he's going to send Joe up, eh?
Maybe.
What do you mean, maybe?
He ain't going to send any more up. He's through.
You mean you're going to snatch him?
I'm going to do more than snatch him. I'm going to take him for $100,000. Now, listen.
Okay, shoot.
Draper has about 70,000 in securities in his library. He's got about 25,000 in cash in his safe.
How do you know?
Never mind how I know. I do, and that's enough for you. Tonight, he's dining out with friends. The servants have been given the night off, if they want it. But we don't care. They'll all be in the back of the house eating. You, Red, won't have any difficulty with the strong box or the desk.
Okay.
You pull that about 6:45. And then you jump into the car and cruise around till the judge starts home. I've got Ike planted with a taxi. But the judge has been walking lately, and it's only a 10-minute walk home, so more than likely he'll walk.
And Bill will drive me past, and I'll sign him over the car.
That's the dope.
If he shows ugly.
I don't care what he shows. I want that buzzard in here before night.
It's all right. But don't forget, they'll search. The whole city will be torn apart.
Let them search. Where I'm going to put him,
There ain't nobody'll ever find him.
To this day, the only word out of the vast unknown that has brought any hint of what might have happened are 2 letters. The first, signed SS, is quoted. Joe Draper is dead. No use looking for him. He was buried August 22nd, after being in the water 2 weeks. Sorry, I can't tell where, but it's true. And signed SS. Another letter to much the same effect was postmarked Buffalo. But from the moment of his disappearance, 6 years ago till today, no one in whose identification reliance can be placed has set eyes on the missing jurist. Contrary to the belief that the returned securities were an indication that the judge was still alive, the returned papers may indicate the possibility that gangsters could not dispose of them and returned them to the strong box, hoping the police would be led to assume that Judge Draper was still alive. Unsolved Mysteries. Out of deference to people who may still be living, character names in some of these true unsolved mysteries have been changed. Tonight's Unsolved Mystery deals with the efforts of a man long dead who returned from the beyond to atone for an act of carelessness that cost the lives of 50 persons. It is a tale told by many a railroad man when winds are high and rushing torrents test the strength of trestle bridges. The scene is the observation car on one of America's cracked trains. A group of people lay aside their cards to listen to an argument between 2 men. One a doctor, the other a world traveler. The doctor pauses to light his cigar as the train thunders over a suspension bridge.
I'm sorry, old man, to appear stubborn on the point, but in all my experiences as a doctor, I've never known of a single instance in which anyone has returned from the grave either for love or for hate.
But surely you're not going to ignore the findings of other people just because you yourself never had an experience?
We doctors are practical men. We have to be. Our patients' lives depend upon our diagnosis of things as they are. And as we find them, not as we'd like to have them or as someone else believes.
At the same time, Doctor, you've certainly heard of cases where even doctors have declared their patients dead, only to have them return to life again.
I deny that they returned to life. They merely were not dead.
Then the doctor who declared the patient dead was wrong.
Yes.
So that you admit that doctors are not always right. And these doctors who insist that there is nothing after death are just as liable to be wrong on that score as there are in other instances. In other words, doctor, the man who says, I won't believe what I can't see or feel or weigh is merely an egoist who considers that no one's opinion is worthwhile but his own.
That's pretty strong, isn't it?
I don't think it is. You as a doctor are called in to diagnose a case. And you've never had a case of scarlet fever before, we'll say. But you can diagnose it, can't you?
Certainly.
Simply because you're relying upon the experience of other doctors. Yet you refuse to accept the experiences of others outside your own profession. And that's a perfectly good argument, but not for ghosts. Ghosts are things very often heard of, but very seldom seen. I'll believe in one when I see one. There are, 14 people in this observation car, and not one of them ever saw a ghost.
I'm sorry, but I'll have to contradict you on that.
Really?
Well,
You've actually seen a ghost?
I have.
You spoke to it? You know it wasn't an hallucination?
I wasn't alone. At least 10 other people saw it.
That could be a simple case of mass hypnotism.
You think that simple is the word to use in connection with mass hypnotism? However, let that pass. I didn't know it was a ghost until some time afterwards, so I wasn't influenced by anything.
Well, let's hear about it.
All right. I might as well explain that I'm one of the officers of this railroad line. And one night, several members of the board of directors were on the same run, going to inspect a new bridge. It was a windy, blustery night. Driving rain, as black as ink. Our sympathies were with old Tom Ludicott and his firemen up in the cab. There, with nothing but the narrow sides of the cab to protect them from the storm.
Give her more coal, Bill. We've got the Bonner Braid ahead of us.
Let her wheels slip when we start taking that baby. Never did see such a night. You gotta watch you don't get blown out of the cab every time you cross the coupler to the tender.
Yeah, she's a bad one, all right. Been on many a trip in my 40 years as engineer, but this is the worst. How are we, on time?
Only 11 minutes late.
Well, that's pretty good for the sort of night it is. Let him feed her. We're coming to a bad cut in the road, and the wind will be twice as bad as we go through the draw.
Okay, Tom. Man alive, this firebox is glowing red with the heat. We've gained 2 minutes, Tom.
Good. We'll need it when we start up the braid.
Plenty steam. He's holding up fine. The way we're rocking, though, it's hard to read that water glass.
Bill!
Yeah?
Look!
What?
Is that a light? A red light?
Yeah. Somebody's waving a lantern.
Touch the steam.
Easy with the brakes. We're doing over 60.
Stay tuned. More of this Unsolved Mysteries coming up right after this break. And now, back to Unsolved Mysteries on When Radio Was.
What's wrong there?
Danger light, sir.
Where? Oh, yes, I'll go ahead. Plunging through the rain and mud, John Stewart stepped out along the roadbed. Ahead, he sees dimly in the light of the engine headlight a vague, shadowy figure holding a glowing red lantern.
Ahoy there! What's wrong?
The silent figure gives no answer, but motions with the lantern to the yawning chasm where had been a bridge. John Stewart stares horror-stricken at the foaming, tumbling waters of the raging torrent in the gorge below. We might have plunged in there. We would have if it hadn't been for you.
You will tell them?
Tell them?
The company will mark it on my credit. Say that the company will mark it up for me.
I don't quite understand you. You're one of the company men?
Yes. Yes, that's right. I'm one of the old hands. I helped to lay this roadbed.
And your name?
Lem Turner. You tell them when you get back that Lem kept his word. Tell him to give me credit and let me rest. I've waited a long time. A long time.
I'll see that you get your credit. I'm John Stewart.
John Stewart? The vice president of the line.
Yes.
Then they'll do what you tell them. They'll do it. You see that I get credit.
I will. Personally. John Stewart stumbled back to the train to tell the crew and passengers of the death they had missed.
What is it, sir?
Wait a minute. The bridge is out. We'll have another train sent out and reroute you over the Bonner section. There's no use to stand out here and get wet. The porters will make up the berths, and we'll wait till morning.
Well, who was it waving the lantern? I thought it must be Southey. He's on this section, but he's on the other side of the bridge.
No, it wasn't him. It was a queer old duck by the name of Lem Turner.
Lem Turner?
Yes. He said he was an old employee.
Old employee? Why, sir.
What's the matter? He looks sick.
Old Lem Turner's been dead 22 years.
What?
Yeah, hanged himself because he overran a signal and wrecked number 23.
Then the man I saw wasn't...
Lem always said that he'd come back and repay his debt, and I guess he has.
Yes, I guess he has. In just a few minutes, you will hear a solution to the Bonner Bridge mystery. Ladies and gentlemen, inasmuch as any solution must of necessity be supposition, liberties of time, place, and character have been taken in the solution for which you have been waiting. Again, we're aboard the cracked train in the observation car where John Stewart continues his story. Well, when I got back to the office, I had old Tom, the engineer, tell me the story. It seems that Lem Turner had overrun a signal, and the result was a wreck in which 50 people were killed.
He was charged with the event?
Yes. But before he could be brought to trial, he killed himself. His friends and fellow workers said that the last thing he had said to them was that he would repay the debt.
Had he been sent along the stretch of line before?
Oh, yes. Old Tom told me that all the men in the section knew about Lem's haunting the line, and I naturally asked him why he hadn't reported it.
What did he say to that?
He asked me what I would have said had he come in and reported a ghost haunting a railroad section. Well, I admitted the justice of his attitude, And then I went deeply into a possible explanation of the thing.
You found what?
That the best scientific authority explained the thing by saying that since Lem Turner's last thoughts were to the effect that he must atone for his carelessness, in all probability, his very definite and extraordinarily powerful thought lingered on after death.
Oh, almost like the photograph of the thought.
Exactly. Now, this thought, powerful and positive and definitely connected with what Lem looked like in life, accounts for his so-called ghost being seen haunting that section of railroad line.
It gives one the shivers, doesn't it? Imagine Lem Turner somewhere off in space, year after year, watching for an opportunity to repay his debt. Then the storm and the bridge.
I must go down by the old track. Can't tell what might happen on a night like this. The bridge is out. Number 16 due in a few minutes. There she comes. I must stop her. A light. A red light. I must stop her. I must.
Unsolved Mysteries. Out of deference to people who may still be living, character names in some of these true unsolved mysteries have been changed. I could a tale unfold whose lightest word would harrow up thy soul, freeze thy young blood, make thy two eyes like stars start from their spheres, thy knotted and combined locks to part and each particular hair to stand on end. So spoke the ghost of Hamlet's father, but the words might well have been applied to the horror of Bene Debele. The scene is the heart of darkest Africa, a tiny nameless village not far from Bene Debele. The village but a small clearing fighting off the ever-engulfing jungle. The jungle, dark, mysterious, full of fearful sounds and fuller yet of fearsome shadows. Overhead the sky is lost beyond the locked and twisted branches of tall trees, and below the black of night is pierced by the kill call of the lion, The sharp, hysterical laugh of the hyena. The shuddering whimpering of a group of natives shivering about the campfire. 3 white men, their rifles across their knees, stare out into the surrounding blackness.
If you want to know what I think you fellas are batty. You've been out here too long. You've let a lot of native gossip get under your hide. Now, wait a minute, Jack. I haven't seen this thing.
The natives who have seen it say it's a black leopard. I've only seen its tracks, and they're enormous. Bigger than any lion spoor I've ever seen. I set a trap for the brute last night. It didn't go off, and this morning I went to take a look at it. It had been set off by hand.
One of the natives probably set it off.
Do you think any one of the natives would come out here after dark with almost a dozen of their brothers lying back there mangled so that you can't tell they were ever human beings? Not on your life.
Irrespective of what it is, we've got to kill it. Or the natives will pack up and leave the village. You can't convince them that it is Nonakapa, the witch doctor.
But it's so silly. The idea that just because they expelled the witch doctor, that he should turn himself into a black leopard and come back to kill them one by one. Why, it's silly.
Maybe it is silly. But look at it from their standpoint. Old Nakapa, who's 70 ibbies a day, wants to marry the village belle. Her father defies the witch doctor, and the old devil casts a spell on her. In a week, she's dead.
Jack will say that's coincidence.
Yes, because he hasn't been out here as long as we have. In any case, the villagers drive old Nakapa out of the village. He curses them and the village and tells them that he'll return in the form of a wild beast and kill them one by one.
And the next night, one of them is mauled by a black panther.
And the night after that, and after that, and after that, till 10 of them have been killed. Laugh that off, will you?
Coincidence.
Listen, I'm willing to accept 1 or 2 as coincidence, but 10, that's different.
Why not 10? If the brute's got a taste for human flesh, why not the whole village? If he's a man-eating panther.
There's a subtle distinction between a panther and a leopard. Leopards are not man-eaters.
And why only the men? Since even a wild animal knows that the women are easier to get.
You're jittery, that's all.
Stay tuned. We've got more of this unsolved mystery coming up right after this short break. And now let's return to Unsolved Mystery on When Radio Was.
What's that? You're not jittery, are you? Well, that's probably a wild parrot.
That? A parrot? Rot.
Then you name it. Go on. You've heard it twice. Name it.
I can't. I never heard anything like it.
Why not?
Yes, Nietzsche?
He come. That Nakapa. You hear him? Nakapa give witch doctor call of death.
That scream we heard was the witch doctor?
You heard what Nietzsche said.
Come on. Time we're getting away from fire.
Yes, Nietzsche.
Yes, Buana.
Well, boy, who afraid, follow me. Lie quiet by fire. No move, no speak. Only lie quiet.
Yes, Buana. May tell him, number 1.
All right, fellows, follow me. We'll get onto the trail.
Forcing their way through the dense underbrush, the 3 white men, followed closely by their gun-bearers, worked their way to the animal trail. The jungle has become strangely still at the horrifying shrieks of the witch doctor, almost as though brute beasts though they were, they voiced silent disapproval of anything so brutish. The party pushes on, their general direction toward Bene Debele. Suddenly, holding up his hand for silence, Frank stops. Then points to a yawning black hole in the already black jungle. A pair of gleaming eyes. A streak of glistening white below. The foam-flecked jaws of a maddened animal.
Take careful aim. You, Bill, after me, and you, Jack, take the brute if he leaps to the right.
Right, okay.
Again.
It's gone. I know I
So
hit
did
it.
I. Come on, let's hurry.
Look here, the tracks.
Come here, quick.
What is it?
We did hit it, look.
Somebody's shot took effect. Why, that shot popped out of its jaw away.
Buana! Come on, it's at the village.
Even the beasts know there's something not quite right.
Beats me how the brute can run at all. It must be more than half dead. If it gets into the compound, we'll have no difficulty finding it.
We'll be at the compound in a moment.
Buana!
Yes, Nietzsche?
Here, Buana. Here is trading again.
My gosh, he's right. Look, headed this way.
What on earth does a half-dead animal want to come this way for? It has to cross the whole length of the compound before it can reach jungle again.
Take it easy now, fellows. We're at the end of the trail.
Bleeding pretty badly now. The spore's soaking.
All right. I'll go first. And no foolhardiness. No hasty shooting.
Frank, look. The trail leads right to your bungalow.
I know it. Stand back. I'm going first.
It went into the living room. Look out when you go to the opening.
This is the...
Jack stops dead. His eyes start from his head. The bloody paw marks cross the bare wood floor and end before a huge oak chest. He points and stutters.
Why, it isn't here.
Yes, it is. Got your 45 ready, Bill?
Yes.
Stand on the left side of the chest. You, Jack, in front. I'll open it.
On tiptoe and in silence, the three men take their places. The native boys crouch in the open doorway. Taking his 45 in his left hand, Frank slowly opens the heavy lid of the chest. A gasp of horror escapes them. Incredulously, Jack leans farther forward and stares into the chest. Sprawled like some nightmarish monster, half his jaw shot away, lies Nakapa, the witch doctor, the horror of Bene Debele. Dead. In just a moment, you will hear a solution to the mystery of the horror of Bene Debele. Ladies and gentlemen, inasmuch as any solution must of necessity be supposition, liberties of time, place, and character have been taken with the solution for which you have been waiting. The scene is Frank Hilton's bungalow 1 hour later. The natives have disposed of the horror, and the three white men are seated at the table while Nietzsche, the native boy, serves them something to steady their nerves.
Well, Jack, what have you to say now?
Nothing. I want to forget it.
You won't. Not as long as you live.
But it's impossible. I expect to wake up any minute and find it's all a nightmare.
Yes, and every time you think of it, you'll do the same thing.
In spite of the fact that I was here, I still don't believe it.
Oh, it's true, all right. This isn't my first experience with one of the things. No, and not Bill's either. You'll get used to it if you live here long enough.
Not me. I'll take my chances elsewhere. What would you call it?
Never mind what I call it. Science calls it lycanthropy.
Science? Does science recognize what we just saw?
Yes. Lycanthropy is, first in folklore, the liability of a person to turn into an animal, and secondly in pathology, the belief of a person that he or she is some sort of an animal.
Sort of insanity?
Yes. The idea is this, that the person who, through mental maladjustment, begins to think like an animal will, when removed from the company of human beings, actually turn into an animal.
But it's impossible. Humanly impossible. Biologically impossible.
Here, take a look at this. I've kept it for such unbelievers as you.
Extract from volume 17 of the Encyclopedia Britannica.
Yes, I had it copied.
As a pathological state, it is characterized by the patient's belief that he has been metamorphosed into an animal and is often accompanied by craving for strange articles of food, including the flesh of human beings or corpses. But when he leaves the neighborhood of a man, real metamorphosis may be asserted.
Pleasant sort of idea, isn't it?
It's ghastly.
The common name is werewolves. But wolves are by no means the only animal. The Britannica states further. In Java, we meet with the wer-tiger. In South America, the wer-jaguar. In Abyssinia, generally a woman and in the form of hyena or leopard.
And this is the world in which we live.
Yes. Shakespeare expressed it admirably when he wrote, "There are more things in heaven and earth, Horatio, than are dreamed of in our philosophy."
Unsolved Mysteries.
Out of deference to persons who may still be living, character names in some of these unsolved mysteries have been changed. In several of these unsolved mysteries, the police have been faced with the problem of a murderer who could gain access to a room locked and bolted on the inside, and then, his crime committed, leave that same room locked and bolted behind him. There was one man to whom these phenomena presented no problem. Harry Houdini, the master magician of all time. And tonight's unsolved mystery is his famous challenge to death. The scene is the outskirts of Liverpool, England. At the home of Mr. Henderson, a group of guests are assembled to meet Mr. Harry Houdini. And among the guests is a Scotland Yard detective inspector who has been working on England's latest unsolved crime. The guests have finished dinner. The men are in the smoking room enjoying cigars and coffee as their hostess, Mrs. Henderson, precedes the ladies into the smoking room.
I know you gentlemen haven't finished your coffee, but the rest of us are really awfully anxious to hear Mr. Houdini.
We're delighted, of course.
Yes, my dear. But the inspector was in the middle of telling us about Scotland Yard's latest.
Oh, by all means, let's hear that too.
Well, the thing is really baffling. Here we find a house, doors all bolted and locked, windows barred, and everything tight. The milk hasn't been picked up off the front porch for 3 days. That makes us investigate.
Yes?
We break open the door, find an elderly woman lying before the hearth, dead, murdered. Meal for 2 set on the table, and 8 witnesses who swear that no one entered or left that house with or without the old woman.
But are your witnesses reliable? How can you be certain that no one entered?
You don't know the old lady's neighbors. They see everything. I suppose, though, that you, Mr. Houdini, don't see anything difficult about the locked and bolted doors, since you're in the habit of getting out of our police handcuffs and our jail cells.
I am not quite as bad as you make me out to be. After all, I make no secret of the fact that I get out of handcuffs and cells and locked safes and all the rest of it by trickery and sleight of hand.
But couldn't a murderer who murdered the old woman have done the same thing? I mean, use the same sort of trickery to get out of the room and house?
But what Mr. Houdini means is that the equipment he uses is all specially prepared.
But I saw Mr. Houdini myself, locked in a steel vault on the stage. And it wasn't a faked vault because the manufacturers were there and testified that it was a genuine safe. And yet you got out of that, Mr. Houdini.
But it was trickery just the same. You see, the safe had to be brought onto the stage before the performance started.
Yes, of course.
What about it?
Well, before the curtain went up, I had removed the strong steel springs and substituted weak soft springs in their place. And so, opening the safe was simple. I replaced the original steel springs, of course, before the safe was returned to the manufacturers.
Simple as that, eh?
Oh, yes, Inspector. That trick is simplicity itself.
And yet there are people who insist that you must be a spiritualist, capable of, shall we say, disembodying yourself?
These people who make these claims are fake spiritualists. They're just furious at me because I expose their trickery. But,
Yes, Mr. Houdini? But what?
I have determined to do a trick. One in which I shall not use a trick box or a trick rope, and I shall do it underwater.
I don't understand.
Listen. I shall be placed in an ordinary packing case. It may be examined by experts while it is being manufactured so that there can be no trickery.
Go on.
Then, when I am placed inside, the lid, consisting of 3 pieces, will be nailed in place.
Yes, we follow.
Then the box or the case will be roped, lifted on a tackle to the deck of a tugboat, moved out to the middle of the harbor, and lowered into the water.
But, Mr. Houdini...
Wait. Oh, I can see every move. In 2 minutes and 8 seconds, the box will be raised to the surface.
And the world will have lost the greatest magician of the age, you, Mr. Houdini, will be drowned.
No, sir, I shall be seated on the lid of the steel nailed and rope box.
But you'll be drowned.
You'll be drowned.
I shall not be drowned. And if I am, it will prove...
Prove what?
Never mind that at present. Tomorrow? Yes, tomorrow forenoon.
What do you mean, tomorrow forenoon?
I shall do this new trick tomorrow forenoon at the docks, in the mouth of the Mersey River. I shall call it... Let me see. I have it. Harry Houdini in the challenge to death.
Not only was Harry Houdini the master of magicians, but also he was a master showman. The morning's papers carried the story of his challenge to death. The police tried to interfere on the grounds that he was endangering his life, but arrangements went ahead, and at 5 minutes to 12 on the crowded and noisy waterfront, the tugboat Elsie whistled that she was ready for her part of the experiment.
The tug's all ready, Mr. Houdini.
And everything is ready here?
Yes, sir, we're all ready.
Then I suppose I'd better get inside of the box.
Oh, I wish you wouldn't, Mr. Houdini. I'm afraid.
Oh, but no. Do not be afraid.
Well, I'm just as afraid, Mr. Houdini.
Now. I am depending on you to see that everything is done properly.
Harry Houdini steps into the wooden packing case. 2 burly carpenters step forward, place the 3-plank lid in place, and nail the lid down. With every blow of the hammer, those of the waiting crowd feel their hearts beat faster. The rope, a stout 1-inch rope, is tied about the packing case. The hook of the hoisting line is slipped about the rope, and at a signal, the derrick hoists the packing case and its human cargo over the edge of the dock.
Hoist away there!
cold with fear.
So am I couldn't sleep all night.
30 seconds. Time seems to be standing still.
He must have been down long enough to get out.
He hasn't had time to do anything yet. 1 minute. I think we've got to hoist the packing case.
Yes, we should never have let him do this.
Yeah, you can't do that. I have my orders, Mr. Houdini. Yes, but you can't let him drown after all. The experiment. Are they going to hoist him up now? No, not yet. 1 minute and 30 seconds.
Oh, this is awful. It's quite like attending an execution.
Yes, only worse.
What if the packing case should slip off the hook and go to the bottom? Yes. Oh, I hadn't thought of that. And if it's already done that and landed upside down...
2 minutes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Hoist away!
The dripping case is hoisted out of the water, and there, seated on the lid, holding to the rope, is Harry Houdini. The tugboat moves to the wharf. The packing case is examined and found nailed in place. Once again, Harry Houdini has been successful. In just a moment, you will hear the solution to the mystery of Harry Houdini's trick, the challenge to death. Ladies and gentlemen, inasmuch as any solution must of necessity be supposition, liberties of time, place, and character have been taken in the solution for which you have been waiting. The scene is once again Mr. Henderson's home in Liverpool, England. Mr. Harry Houdini is explaining his most famous and spectacular trick, the challenge to death.
Well, of course, Mr. Houdini, we all saw the trick performed, but even now it still seems impossible.
As the inspector said yesterday, once a thing is explained, it is simplicity itself. You see, I know much from study that the audience reaction is of two widely different qualities.
How is that, Mr. Houdini?
To begin with, when the trick, any trick is commenced, the attention is all directed toward the article employed. The box is examined to see that it is genuine, the rope to see that it is strong, and the nails to see that they are real. But, and here is the great point. When the trick has succeeded, the audience has eyes only for the performer of the trick.
But even then, I still don't see...
I am explaining to you now the process of thought that precedes the working out of the details. Knowing that the audience will watch me once the trick is over. I, in turn, know that if I remove myself from the vicinity of the packing case while it is being brought ashore, no one will pay the slightest attention to it. They are all too busy seeing that I, personally, am not up to any more tricks. They ignore my assistants, who are guarding the packing case.
But that doesn't explain how you got out.
Getting out of the case? That was easy. It was getting the lid back ready for inspection. That was the chief worry. You see, when I stepped into the packing case, I carried with me a very small but very powerful pair of nail cutters, thin enough to slip between the lid and the case. And as soon as the nails were driven home by the carpenters, I cut them between the lid and the box. As soon as the packing case was submerged, I slipped the 3 boards of the lid to one side and clambered out. Then I replaced the 3 boards and sat on them to hold them securely in place. When the box was hoisted to the deck of the tugboat, I left my assistants to remove the cut nails and replace them with the same type of nail. All this they did hidden behind the canvas covering on the ship's rail while the crowd was watching me at the stern of the boat.
Then if you got out as easily and as quickly as that, why did you keep us in suspense?
My friend, for that very reason, to keep you in suspense. Else, there would be no reason for my calling the trick the challenge to death.
Mr. Houdini, you said something yesterday, that if you were drowned, it would prove something.
I did. It would have proved for all time that I was not a spiritualist using my astral body to perform disappearance tricks.
Unsolved Mysteries. Out of deference to persons who may still be living, character names in some of these true unsolved mysteries have been changed. Few mysteries can compare in their intrigue with those mysteries that deal with the mind. And he is bold indeed who says that he understands that realm in which the mind holds sway, as witness the extraordinary case of the Hypnotist. The scene is a famous newspaper correspondent's home in New York. The occasion, the publishing of a book dealing with better than 20 years of headline hunting. And Bob Howard, the newspaper man, is entertaining a few friends at dinner. Most of the guests linger over their coffee, but Jim Watson, another newspaper man, stands by the window looking at the new book.
I say, Bob, I don't find my favorite story in here. Didn't you send it in?
Yes, I did, but, well, it was leave it out and not get the book published.
What do you mean, Bob?
Well, my publisher said that they didn't believe the story, and they were sure the public wouldn't, and so, as I said, I either had to leave out the story or try to get some other publishing house to print it.
But you have plenty proof that the thing happened.
Well, that's what I thought. But you realize that there was no official record ever kept of the affair, and most of the men who were concerned are dead.
I suppose that's true. It's a shame, though. That was a swell story.
Hey, what is this story? I'd like to hear it.
So would I.
Go ahead, Bob. I can always stand hearing it again.
Well, it will certainly give you plenty to think about. It was during the war, and I was assigned to cover the Palestine front. What with fever and everything, the British losses had been heavy. And all the way from the ancient city of Gaza to the Damascus Gate, the Turks were in a very good defensive position. I'd never sent any news dispatches to my paper that the commanding officer hadn't put his okay on. And the result was that I was in on quite a few conferences. It was night, typical Oriental night, and the staff officers were seated in the old man's tent discussing the situation.
As the situation is now, gentlemen, we daren't advance. Just how many of these fever and dysentery cases will be ready for active duty in the next 30 days, I don't know. We'll hear later on that. The person will be over from the hospital with a report. But the main thing is we don't want to spend the hot weather here. The Turks are firmly entrenched, and yet we don't want to retreat.
No possibility of reinforcements, sir?
Not a chance. They need all they can get on the Western Front.
Well, if we could only get behind them at, say, LG.
Yes, Colonel, if we could, but we can't. And hoping won't change it.
Colonel McPherson reporting, sir.
Yes. Well, Mac, what is the medical report?
Afraid you can't count on very many, sir. Not for 90 days, at least. Those cases are pretty bad, but...
Yes, Mac?
We'll hesitate to tell you this, but we've just had something happen.
Yes, go ahead.
But I'd rather you come over to the hospital yourself and see for yourself, sir.
All of us?
Yes. Yes, I'm a doctor, but there's something happened over there that I don't know anything about.
15 minutes later, the staff officers are seated in the medical officer's tent. Through the mosquito netting, the long rows of cots are barely visible in the dim light of a lantern swinging from the tent pole. Colonel McPherson enters the tent, and behind him a nurse.
Nurse? Will you send one of the orderlies for Ahmed?
Yes, sir.
And have the patient moved to the officer's tent?
Yes, sir.
Gentlemen, you know we've been trying to do something for these shell-shocked cases. You know, these fellows who can't turn to the left or to the right or can't sit down without someone assisting them. You know the type.
Of course we do. I certainly do.
Well, recently we've been trying hypnosis, and Ahmed the Persian has been very successful. But tonight...
Here is Ahmed, Colonel.
Oh, splendid, splendid. Come this way, gentlemen. Gentlemen, this is Ahmed. Ahmed has studied medicine at Hamadan, and he has studied hypnosis under the famous German scientist who has taken a rest cure at Anzali.
Here is the patient, sir.
Oh, yes, yes.
And the hospital records.
Thank you, nurse. New the records. Name, Brown. Rank, Corporal. Regiment, Army Service Corps Mechanical Transport. Classification, Driver. That all correct?
Yes, sir.
Where were you born?
I was born in South Kensington, sir.
You talk no foreign languages?
Not me, sir. Not a blooming one, sir.
You're perfectly willing to be placed under hypnosis by Dr. Ahmed?
Yes, sir. How yes, sir.
All right, Ahmed.
You will sit down here, please. Now, close your eyes. Now, breathe deeply.
Ahmed runs his slender fingers over Brown's forehead. The tenseness leaves Brown's body, and with a sigh, almost a sigh of relief, Brown settles back in the chair. Fascinated, the officers watch Ahmed, who steps back, folds his arms, and fixes his gaze steadily on the man in the camp chair.
Your name?
Cedric.
You know where you are?
In the Holy Land.
You know why you are here?
To destroy the unchristian Saracens.
Who is your leader?
Richard.
Good heavens, he thinks he is in the crusade.
Quiet. Do not get him excited, please. Thank you. Now, Cedric, tell me, do you know this territory?
Yes, every inch of it.
Think deeply. Is there another road leading to LG?
Yes. Get the parchment and pens, and I will show. It lies beyond El-Man. But parchment, I will show you.
Paper and pencil is placed before him. With eyes staring ahead and seeing nothing, Brown takes the pencil and begins tracing lines on the paper. Amazement fills the faces of the officers as the map takes shape. They hold their breath as the pencil stops.
Here, hidden among the red sandstone rocks, lies the other road to LG.
The other road to LG. And victory.
What an amazing story. I can hardly believe it.
It is amazing. The amazing part of it was that the rough map that Brown drew that night covered most of the territory that was fought over during the finish of the war.
And the map was accurate enough for the British to use in getting to LG?
It certainly was. In less than 24 hours, columns of infantry had moved into the red sandstone defile, and Johnny Turk realized too late that ancient Gaza was not, as they had supposed, an impregnable city.
Then was this Brown a reincarnation of Cedric?
Oh, I hardly think so. No, I don't believe that is the explanation.
Then you have an explanation.
Not my explanation, but I can assure you that I went searching for one.
In just a moment, you will hear a solution to the mystery of the hypnotist.
We'll be right back after these messages on When Radio Was. And now back to Unsolved Mysteries on When Radio Was.
Ladies and gentlemen, inasmuch as any solution must of necessity be supposition, liberties of time, place, and character have been taken in the solution for which we've been waiting. The scene is once again the home of the newspaper correspondent, Bob Howard, who continues his story.
Quite possibly. If someone had told me the story, I would not have believed it. But here I was, sitting there, listening to an uneducated mechanical transport driver speaking in the voice and personality of a man called Cedric, who'd undoubtedly served in the Crusades under Richard the Lionhearted.
There was no possible way in which the transport driver could have known of that defile through the mountains?
Not a chance. Even our intelligence didn't know of it. Although later on we did find a Bible student who pointed out that the children of Israel had used the defile in their fight against the Canaanites.
You said that you went searching for an explanation.
Yes, and found that there were other instances of similar happenings. The solution would seem to be that the spirit of this Cedric, who may have been killed in the Crusades, still lingered on in that vicinity after death.
You mean that the spirit of the departed Cedric could remain in that place through all these hundreds of years?
Yes. If you admit an external existence after death, then there's nothing remarkable in the spirit being there for hundreds of years, any more so than that spirit remaining there for only a few hours.
Well, I suppose that's true, all right.
Now, the hypnotist, in placing the transport driver in a trance, removed from him all control of his brain, and left his mind a condition into which the mind of Cedric could, for a time, enter.
So that the mind of this Cedric could use the voice of the transport driver to make known his identity and also his knowledge of the territory.
Yes. I found out in my investigations that there had been a similar happening in France. And as a matter of fact, right now in Hollywood, California, a group of medical men are investigating a young boy who not only seems to be the reincarnated brain of a long-dead Persian, but this boy can, while blindfolded, read and do almost anything that he can when he is not blindfolded.
Yes, it was his ability to do things blindfolded that first attracted the doctors to examine him.
Yes. And if it were not for that fact, the medical men probably would scoff at the reincarnation idea. I mean the idea that this boy could have any connection with a Persian long dead.
Well, it certainly gives one something to think about.
Yes, makes me wonder who and where I was in some dim and distant past.
Unsolved Mysteries. Tonight's Unsolved Mystery is made in that land of many mysteries, India, where squalor and wealth side by side bow the head and bend the knee to strange gods. India, where every bazaar, every temple, every compound has its fakir or holy man, a sort of privileged beggar whom white men and black alike fear more than they admit. The scene is the United Services Club in Simla. Officers in their stiffly starched tropical mess dress sit around the veranda cooling off under a waving punkah, while barefooted native servants carry trays of glasses which resound to the musical and appetizing tinkle of cubes of ice.
By Jove, Colonel, I'll say this for India. You certainly know how to make yourself comfortable.
We have to, Buckley. If we didn't, we wouldn't be able to stick it out in the hot season. But tell me, Buckley, what exactly did you mean when you said, I'll say this for India?
Oh, nothing in particular, Colonel. Of course, you fellows don't realize it. But you're always prefacing a remark or following it with, but this is India. Well, I mean, it's all right to stuff the folks back home with all the tommy rot about India's lure and India's mystery, and it couldn't happen anyplace else but India. But after all, you know, the natives here are just ordinary human beings, no different from any place else.
Now, listen, Buckley. You've been out here exactly 4 months now. You will, if you're wise, never curse a native, never laugh at his fears, never ridicule his ideas. And above all, don't try to show your superiority by trying to expose one of their fakirs.
You actually mean, Colonel, that you believe in their superstitious bunk?
Listen, Buckley, I like you. Pull your chair over this way a little, and I'll tell you something. A good number of years ago, I was promoted to captain. I had 3 months' leave in England. I was young, very proud of my captain's pips. I fell in love with every pretty girl I saw back home. Well, I fell hard for a school-day sweetheart. We were married, and Dorothy and I sailed on the P&O. Had a marvelous trip. Landed at Bombay, and I found orders waiting for me to proceed on duty at Bangalore. I wired Lal Singh, my bearer, and told him to get everything ready. Caught the train, and just at dusk, we pulled up at my quarters.
Greetings, Captain Sahib.
Cheerio, Lal Singh. Lal Singh, here's the new men's side.
The servant is honored.
And this, darling, is what we call the living room. And in there, behind the bead curtain, in the combination smoking room, den library, card room, and general sort of get-together place.
Books, and more books. I'm going to spend hours in there when you're on duty. Oh, and a complete set of Kipling.
Yes, and anything you want that isn't there, why, just ask for it. Why, Dorothy, what's wrong?
Oh, George, I'm afraid. Something came over me.
What?
I don't know. It seemed as if someone were trying to compel me to do something. I grew cold all over. Afraid. Look, George. Who's that out there in the compound in front of that clump of tamarisk?
Where? Oh, the old fakir. He hangs around here quite a bit. Harmless old duffer.
Send him away. He's doing this to me. I know he is.
Oh, my dear, you're tired.
Please, George, send him away. I can't stand to even see him.
But, Dorothy, I can't do that. I can't send him away.
Why can't you? Why can't you tell someone to get off your own ground?
Well, it's a little bit hard to understand, Dorothy, for a stranger here. But one doesn't order fakirs to do anything. The natives would be offended. It might incur some of the natives' dislike.
You can't offer that to my fear of him?
Now, my dear, listen to reasons. We're in India now, not jolly old England, you know. And we must do things according to the country.
And telling a dirty, smelly native to get off your own property is against the custom of the country, is it?
By Jove, yes, you know. It really isn't done, don't you see? Yes, sir? Oh, yes, sir. Oh, too bad. Why, yes, of course. Just as soon as I can slip into service, dogs. Why, yes, sir. Righto. No, I won't bother to change. Old Tubby's down with a touch of fever. I have to take guard duty tonight. Lal Singh?
Yes, Sahib.
Sword and service cap.
Oh, George, I don't want to be left alone.
Oh, but you're not alone, my dear. There's Lal Singh, and Ahmed is in the compound, and the bestie and the water carrier sleeps all night on the veranda.
I wish you didn't have to go.
Oh, it's got to help out when a chap goes down with fever, don't you know? Might be my turn someday. Oh, cheerio.
Goodbye. Oh, let me see. Oh, here's Kipling's at the end of the passage. Whew, that ought to be a good test for nerves.
Sahib.
Yes, Lal Singh. Oh, you, the fakir. What do you want? Get out. You've no right coming into this room.
The Mem Sahib does not like vulgar Assam, eh?
No, I don't. I don't want you near me. Now go, or I'll call Lal Singh.
Lal Singh. A simple child. He would not dare enter the room while Assam Beg is present.
Will you please go?
When the Mem Sahib has given to me the thing which I desire.
What do you want? I'll give you anything to get you out of here.
Assam Beg wants so little. 1 strand of the Mem Sahib's hair, no more.
1 strand of my hair? What on earth for?
The Mem Sahib would not understand. It is for a charm for my nephew who is in the ill country and very sick.
All right, I'll give you a strand of my hair. Go out on the veranda. I'll bring it.
The Mem Sahib is very kind. Ulder Assam will not forget. I wait on the veranda.
I'm not being kind. I'm doing it to get rid of you. Ridiculous idea. Strand of my hair. I'd like to make a fool of him and his charms. And I can, too. That Chinese rug. It's made of hairs almost the identical color of mine. I'll get a strand of it. Here. Here's your strand of hair.
Oh, there are some. Thank you, Mem Sahib. And now for the present, goodbye. Goodbye.
Oh, thank goodness he's gone. I wonder where Lal Singh can be. Why didn't they keep that fakir out of the bungalow? Lal Singh? No answer. What can have happened? Lal Singh! Lal Singh, where are you? Something's wrong, I know it is. Lal Singh! Everything's going wrong. Turning black. The clock is grinning at me. The hands are spinning so fast it makes me dizzy. Dizzy. Dizzy.
Come on, Lal Singh. Dorothy. Dorothy, where are you? Oh, good Lord, she's fainted. Here, Lal Singh, help me.
Lift her onto the wicker coat, Sahib. That easy way, yes.
Oh, what happened? Where am I? Oh, George, don't leave me.
You're all right, Dorothy. Tell me if you can. What happened?
Why did you come back?
Lal Singh ran down to the barracks for me when he saw the fakir come onto the veranda.
Why didn't he stay and help me?
He couldn't raise his hand against the fakir, my dear. But never mind. Tell me what happened.
That fakir came in here. He wouldn't leave till I gave him a strand of my hair.
You gave him one?
No, I didn't. I fooled him. I gave him a strand from that Chinese rug in the other room.
Oh, that's the stuff, darling. That's thinking on your feet.
But what could he want with a strand of my hair?
I don't know, but this I do know. When I lay hands on him...
What about the natives, my dear? You can't even touch a fakir, you know.
Can't I? You just wait and see whether I can.
What's that?
It's all right, my dear. Something in the back room fell down.
But I know it isn't all right. I've got that horrible feeling again.
Sahib!
Look in the passage. Something moving, rising, a twisting
Keep your head. I got my gun now. Don't faint when I fire.
You didn't touch it.
But I know I hit it. Good Lord, it's dancing out on the veranda. It's a Chinese rug.
Right through the mosquito curtain.
Hey, come on, stick by me. Lal Singh.
Yes, Sahib.
Alam, hurry, jolly.
What's that, Sahib?
Look. Look, there it is on the ground, just in front of the tambours, rising on the ground. Children, love with that lamp.
Here it is, Sahib.
I can't believe it. It's impossible.
Oh, no, my dear, not impossible, not impossible. It is.
The Chinese rug, Sahib. 2 bullet holes in it. It saved Imam Sahib's life.
Yes, Lal, the Chinese rug. And it saved more than the Mem Sahib's life.
Well, that is an amazing story.
That, Major, happened to Dorothy and me. We never talk of it. But you see, old chap, I never sneer at native beliefs.
But, Colonel, you didn't finish your story.
What do you mean?
Well, what about the fakir? Did you horse sit him?
I didn't have to.
No?
No. Next morning, Lal Singh came and got me. We went out into the compound, and there, right in front of that clump of tamarisk, wrapped in the strangling folds of the Chinese rug, lay the old fakir, dead.
Out of deference to people who are still alive, character names in these unsolved mysteries have been changed. Inasmuch as any solution must of necessity be supposition, liberties of time, place, and character exist in the solution that will be presented after you have heard from your sponsor. Ladies and gentlemen, the solution for which you have been waiting.
But tell me, Colonel, didn't you ever try to find out how such a thing could be possible?
You understand, of course, that workers in black magic, whether they be in Haiti, Africa, or India, believe that something personal, a strand of hair, fingernail clipping, and such like, are an essential ingredient of the formula of their black art.
And your wife, Dorothy, in taking a strand of hair from the Chinese rug and giving that to the fakir, prevented his powers from controlling her.
Exactly. All the concentration, all the pent-up fury, the hatred and diabolical cunning of the fakir was leveled at the object most closely connected with that strand of hair.
I can understand that. And I can understand, since you say it is so, that the fakir might have done harm to Dorothy, who was a living being. But that such power could really affect a thing like a rug is something else again.
Scientists are divided in their opinion as to how such things are possible. But here, let me show you a brief quotation from the Encyclopedia Britannica. Physical phenomena can be grouped under two main heads. Telekinesis, or the movement of objects at a distance other than by ordinary physical means, and teleplasmy, or the extrusion from the body of the medium of a substance sometimes amorphous, sometimes resembling portions of the human body, or even complete figures. Phenomena of both these kinds have long been familiar. I end the quotation.
Then telekinesis, the movement of an object, is recognized by scientists as being possible?
Decidedly so. And I can assure you that if you live in India long enough, you will see more than one demonstration of the power of concentrated mind over purely inanimate matter.
Thank you, Colonel. But after hearing your story, I really don't believe that I want to.
Unsolved Mysteries. Act of Providence is a phrase so carelessly used today as to have almost lost the very significance of its meaning. But at no time has it held so much meaning as in the true historical case of the Crown versus John Applegate, as reported in the Newgate Calendar. The scene is the Sessions Court of the County of Middlesex. The courthouse fronts the village green, and the holiday attire of the villagers, the laughter of children, and the entire atmosphere is one of gaiety, a gaiety almost beyond our comprehension, since the occasion of it is a murder trial. Laughter gives way to excited chattering. Dame Rumor has it that the jury have reached a verdict. Justice Selden, white-wigged and black-gowned, mounts to the bench. The small square of black cloth lying ready to the sessions clerk's hand rivets the prisoner's eyes as he's marched to the dock.
Hear ye, the Second Court of the County of Middlesex now in session. Chief Justice Selden presiding. All stand while the justice and the jury have taken their places in the court.
Know ye then, John Applegate, that you must face the jury and prepare to abide by their verdict. How say you, gentlemen of the jury? You find the prisoner guilty or not guilty?
We find the prisoner, John Applegate, guilty of murder, as charged in the indictment read by the sessions clerk.
John Applegate, you have heard the verdict returned against you. Have you anything to say why the sentence of death should not be carried out upon you?
Your Honor, I'm not guilty. I swear it. I was never at the Rose and Thistle Tavern. I never saw the murdered man. I'm not guilty. I'm not guilty.
5 men and 4 women have identified you. You say that you spent the night in company with the gentlemen of quality. But no gentleman, either quality or of the common, has come forward to bear your witness.
I don't know who he was, Your Honor. I never saw him before. I only know I'm not guilty.
John Applegate, hear this. The sentence of death is to be carried out upon you. You shall be taken from this place to the place whence you came, and thence to the public gallows, where you shall be hanged by the neck until you be dead, dead, dead. And may Almighty God have mercy upon your soul.
Amen. In those days, public hangings were regarded as a legitimate entertainment, and the old men loitering around the gallows being erected by the public executioner and his assistants discussed previous hangings they had attended. In his dank cell, John Applegate prays incessantly for deliverance. His stuttered, broken sentences punctuated by the dull, ominous thud of the carpenter's hammers as the gallows grows, stick by stick, beam by beam, and nail by nail.
It's time to get up.
What's that? Oh, yes. Time to get up. Odds fish. It's still dark.
You said to call you, sir, at 3 o'clock.
I did I? So? I don't remember. Where am I going that I must needs rise this early?
I don't know, sir. But you did say, sir, that you had to get to the village early.
So be it. So be it. If I did, I did. But I swear that it's beyond me. I don't know a thing of it.
Katie, have you waked the master? Yes, Miss Jarrett. He'll be down directly. I don't know what's wrong with him, Miss Katie. What do you mean, wench? He swears that he doesn't remember giving us orders to wake him early.
He's half asleep yet. Wait till he wakes, he'll remember. Come now, hurry and set table.
Yes, Miss Janet.
And remember, wench, though breakfast be in the middle of the night, pewter must be cleaned properly.
Yes, Miss Janet.
I swear, I don't know what this is all about. I never said that I wanted to be about at 3 in the morning.
You've forgotten, sir. He came to my room last night, waked me and said, Janet, I want breakfast at 3. I must needs get to the village before 9.
But I have nothing to go to the village for. You, Katie, when did I tell you that I must rise early?
Last night, sir. Late it was, sir. I was fast asleep and you came and knocked on the door. You said, Katie, I must be up and about at dawn. I'll break fast at 3.
You've forgotten, sir. Come, master. Breakfast is ready.
Odds fish, I haven't forgotten it. I tell you, I'd not to go to the village today.
Horse be saddled and ready, master.
What's this? You too, Jacob?
Me too. What ails ye, master?
Did I waken you two in the middle of the night and tell you that I must be to the village this morning early?
Indeed, and that you did, master. Don't you remember? I told you it was foolish, like, to be coming down to the stables in the cold of the night with no coat on your back.
Odds fish. It seems that I must have done.
Yes, master. You said that the best horse must be saddled and ready for the road at 3.
Come, master. You're not eating enough. If you're for the road, you can set saddle better on a full stomach.
Jacob.
Yes, master.
I never go to the stables in my slippers.
No, master.
Then if I did last night, there will be traces on the slippers. Bring them to me.
Yes, master.
It seems that I must, whether I will or not, be off to the village. I would that the good Lord would tell me what for I have no idea.
Aye, but you'll remember, master, when you're on your way.
Zounds, ye act as if my memory were leaving me.
The slippers, master.
And clean as a hound's tooth and dry as a bone, I'll be bound.
Yes, master.
This smacks of witchery. But I'll go. I'll go to the village and see what befalls. Come, Bess. Giddy up. Come on.
Down the dark highway rides Kingsley. A strange feeling, half fear, half anxiety, drives him on. And ever and anon he mutters to himself about the foolishness of the journey. 3 hours later, the horse's pace slackens. The horse knows that around the next turn is the toll bridge, which he must cross to complete the journey to the village.
What a fool I am. The bridge will be closed, locked tight, and old Jerry doesn't open it till nigh on 9.
Mr. Kingsley, sir! Mr. Kingsley, is that you?
Jerry! Jerry! Is it you, Jerry?
Ride on, master! Ride on! The bridge is open! There he is! There he is! Riding the horse! The man, the gentleman of quality I was with the night of the murder! Oh, praises to God, sir! You've saved my life!
And so John Applegate did not hang. Mr. Kingsley, gentleman of quality, identified Applegate as having been with him far from the scene of the murder. So firmly did Applegate believe that Providence had intervened because of his prayers that he forsook the world and retired to a monastery, where until his death he was called Brother Jonathan, the man whom God had saved. Out of deference to people who may still be living, character names in some of these unsolved mysteries have been changed. Inasmuch as any solution must of necessity be supposition, liberties of time, place, and characters have been taken. In just a moment you will hear a solution to the toll bridge mystery. Ladies and gentlemen, the solution for which you have been waiting.
Do you mean to say that you have an explanation of the toll bridge mystery?
I believe I have. Of course, you understand that I'm not an authority on the subject, but in consulting writings by world authorities such as Manhood of Humanity by Alfred Korsybski, the files of the London Society of Psychical Research, and others, I've formed a definite opinion.
I see.
In the first place, further investigation of the mystery disclosed that the toll bridge keeper, old Jerry, had been warned about 12 the night before by Mr. Kingsley and told that he would be wanting to cross the bridge about 7 in the morning.
But didn't the toll gatekeeper think that strange? I mean the idea of Mr. Kingsley riding that 3-hour trip at midnight and turning around to ride home again?
Well, naturally he thought it strange, but the very strangeness of it provides the solution.
I don't quite follow you.
Well, don't you see? It was impossible for Mr. Kingsley to be at the toll gate at midnight and at the same time waken Janet, Katie, and Jacob, the groom.
Yes, of course. Kingsley couldn't have got home till 3.
It is accepted by many, and I think justifiably, that wishing precedes thinking, and wish forms precede thought forms. Now, Applegate, lying in jail and knowing that he was innocent, was wishing to be saved.
That's natural.
Applegate knew that the only person who could save him was the, as he said, gentleman of quality who would provide him with his alibi. He concentrated his every thought, his every wish on Kingsley, although he didn't know him. Since mind is everywhere, Kingsley's subconscious was aware of the dire straits of the man Applegate, and these thoughts in turn were directed toward the persons necessary to assist Kingsley in getting to the village.
In other words, Applegate's direct thoughts were taken into partnership with Kingsley's subconscious thoughts, and Katie, Janet,
Jacob, and the toll bridge keeper were awakened by the strength of these thought waves, rather than by the physical appearance of Kingsley himself.
Yes. And you must not lose sight of the fact that neither Katie, Janet, Jacob, or the toll bridge keeper had any suspicion that there was an execution impending, much less that their friend and master, Mr. Kingsley, had anything whatever to do with it. That is the final proof that the entire thing hinged on thoughts, rather than anything physical.